100th episode. I found that out about 5 minutes ago.
Is it really?
Yeah, I had no idea.
Didn't you just read my tweet?
No.
No.
You laughed.
I saw you circled me in the background,
Yeah.
so I just
So 200 shows we've done. It took like 4 years to do 200 Schmo shows. We've done it in 6 months here or something.
Yeah. 1 year.
1 year.
Yeah, it's pretty much 1 year.
I was trying to be a little bit more.
No, but that's the other part. This is our 1 year.
Is this actually 1 year?
I think 1 year is this week or something.
Look at us.
Tomorrow's 1 year.
We're very, thank
Thanks,
you. I
Alex.
love that Alex knows more. So, look, none of you are important because the main thing right now is that Cody Hall, the beloved Cody Hall, is now a father. Cody Hall is a father. His lovely lady, healthy, baby's healthy, everything is good. He is terrified, and I told him, listen, just follow your instincts. Even though if your instincts seem like they're bad, just follow them.
Yeah.
And unless you're Roxy,
Do not
follow.
And you tweeted out like everybody wants me to be their doula, and I was like, they do not.
No one wants
All the people have been asking.
Yeah.
That's in your head of what a doula is. You're right.
Yeah.
But it is an
It's just a
incorrect
person.
representation
I'm
of
a
what a
great
doula is.
doula.
In your head, you might very well
Doula.
be. Hello, all you doulas out there, and welcome back to Josh Macuga.
Hey, buddy. I haven't seen you guys
I know,
in a long time.
I haven't seen you in a while. It's been a bit.
You were on vacation. I went on vacation.
I know.
That shirt is reminding me. Swoosh, swoop, swoosh, swoosh. No? Nobody watched that episode of Friends?
No.
When you go to Vail? No.
I must have
Rich
missed
people
that.
go to
Sometimes
Vail.
I feel like we're in this cart. Right?
And then I take us off.
Well, we're just driving down this road, and it's just like, and Macuga's like, yeah, let's go down this road. I'm like, all right, we're going. And then Roxy goes, nope, right off the fucking cliff. And it's like.
I was talking about his vacation. He was on vacation. He
But
was
you
in a Vail shirt. I'm assuming he was in Vail.
Do you
with
remember?
Friends, with the cast from Friends.
Were you in
apparently.
Vail?
I was.
Okay.
Do you? I was.
Glad we got to the bottom of that.
The way you describe
done.
that too is kind of like, in the first Jackass movie when it opened, the opening credits, and it's slow motion, they're all in that cart, and all of a sudden fireworks of like bricks start hitting the guys in the face.
100%.
That's Roxy when it comes to stories sometimes.
Good morning. Happy Monday to you guys. So good to be here.
It's so funny though because Roxy was like, she calls me the other last night. She texted me. She was like, "You not on the show?" I'm like, "No, I'm on the show." And she's like, "Oh," and she circles the rundown, and it says Marc, Reilly, Roxy Striar, Josh Macuga, and Marc Reilly.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I doubled up there.
yeah,
I
yeah.
sincerely thought somebody was fucking with me today or last night. I go to open the rundown, and first of all, it says Collider Live 200. So I'm sitting there thinking,
Oh, it does say that.
aren't we going to do anything? 200. And then I look and I see Kristian's not on the show, and Marc's on twice. So I was like, interesting. And then I see that my ex-boyfriend is coming on as a guest today. So I was like, oh, somebody's really.
Yeah, we got the guy from Boston in the basement.
So now I know how to fuck with Roxy on the
That's
outline.
true.
Seriously, I was like, is this a April Fool's prank?
I know.
What's happening?
No. Yeah,
Long weekend there.
August Fools?
It's 1 year. It's the
August
1 year prank.
Fools.
Yeah.
It's the 1 year
No,
prank.
that's tomorrow. What are you guys going to do to me tomorrow?
I don't know. I'm not gonna be here.
Is that true?
No. But Adam Smith is here. Hello, Adam.
Yeah, Adam.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks,
Hi,
Adam.
Adam not too well
No,
with
he's
the
not
throat
doing
there.
too good. He
It's
sounds
gonna be
like sore
different.
throat. Yes,
Sore
he
throat.
sounds
Good
like
to be here,
Scarlett
John.
Johansson. Hey, Alex is here. I am. Yes, thank you, Alex. Alex is gonna help me out a little later. I tweeted out a picture last night. I got the studio running because Brett and I are gonna start doing a show. I said.
Was it just the picture of Brett that you're
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
couldn't see anything though.
Well, that was the point. It was if you zoomed in, you would see it said we're about to go live in a couple of weeks.
It was Brett's big face.
It's Brett's big face, but it was cool. So Alex is going to help out doing that. We're going to so if you want to get your fix of Brett, you can get Brett over there. But we're also going to do Inside Schmoedown, and I can make the announcement that both Ken Knapsack will be doing Inside Schmoedown live with his new co-host,
Who?
Roxy Striar.
Hey!
Oh, that's me.
It'll be a live show answering questions with competitors and stuff too. So
I'm excited to be
look
back
forward
with
to that.
Ken.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to. You're not going to New York, are you?
No, because I can. Yeah.
Balls on a cracker. We are going to New York, guys. So that'll be on Friday. No, next week. Holy shit! So the Schmoedownlive.com. Get those tickets because we are approaching that really fast. That Arizona, that one you will be at.
I will be.
You'll
in
be
Arizona.
competing in that one.
I will be.
And that's
When
against
is
Lisa
Arizona?
Party. That is September 14th, and then we have Orlando. See, didn't happen today. October. Oh my
Yes!
God! It did.
You got it.
October-
Adam Smith coming in hot.
October.
That was
you see-
Alex.
you
He's
see
on. Alex is on.
Alex is going like this. October 19th in Orlando, and then finally,
Oh, it still goes.
Yeah.
It's a long one.
oh, because he wants to play it. By the time, because Cody's not here, by the time this show ends on Friday, Alex will be having his band in that room
Yeah.
singing the Orlando thing.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good idea.
It does.
Actually.
It does.
How funny would it be if we could just get like a house band of Alex and like 3 people just jammed back in here and just like,
Yeah. Alex,
One
you
person with a triangle.
Alex, what's this thing about? Are you in love now all of a sudden?
Why would happen?
Tweeting
No,
it out.
I kind of met.
You're smitten.
Well, I'm smitten. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
What did he tweet?
I only bring this up because when
I'm
you
gonna bring
tweeted
it up unless they're gonna bring it
That's
up.
what I'm saying. When you bring it out, you should bring it up.
Okay.
When you bring it, I don't ever bring up stuff unless it's
Relationship.
out. Well, unless it's out there.
Wait, did you
And
know
it's-
about it prior to the tweet?
No,
He's
I
being
saw
too
the
slow.
tweet.
Can I please look? I gotta know what it says.
I don't know what he's doing. He's not going to pull up his own tweet.
Okay,
out.
I'm gonna look.
Wait. I can.
All right, so do
Okay.
it, Alex. Alex,
I
tell
have
us.
3 computers in front of me.
So what happened, Alex? Tell us. Can we talk about this? Do you want to talk about? I mean, you tweeted about it, so I
I
figured.
mean,
we'll
yeah.
talk about
I
it.
mean, I just
Is it about this dog's journey?
I made a connection with
Yo,
someone.
was it a dating app?
Oh no. It was just at work, and I
At work?
yeah.
Okay.
I don't see the
And,
tweet.
Got her phone number.
We like the
phone number.
and we like the girl. Do we
Got
want to
the
bring her on?
digits.
Should we interview her?
I don't know if we're that far yet.
No, all
so.
Right, easy.
When the hell did you tweet
hopefully,
it?
Hopefully so.
What? She's listening right now. She's running for the hills. I'm
August
kidding.
13, right here on the screen.
There is. Oh, there seems like I gotta get used to this whole heart fluttering thing again. See, I like that.
Oh.
I like that. I like that little tweet because it's
Whoa.
because it's
People thought I had a heart
romantic.
condition.
that's the internet.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
funny.
they're doing my Blake dance.
Yeah.
That was my Blake. Okay, the Blake dance. I have also. Well, listen. I want some updates here. Just don't do what Roka did, and you want to
Move in
elope
after
after
2
like
weeks. Yeah.
3 days. But it's
Copy
working
that.
out
It's
for
working.
Roka.
Yeah, he's doing well with it.
This is what
working.
Thrawn 2K5 responded.
Yeah.
What you mean, kid? You good?
I know you're good. You know why?
The palpitations.
No. I got a text
Wow,
from
I
Roxy.
couldn't possibly know why.
It made me very happy.
Oh, I know why
It
now.
made me very happy. I'm getting a lot of these texts and tweets from people, but this one really made me happy. Roxy finally watched Bachelor in Paradise.
Yes.
Oh.
And
So
so I'm gonna make. Oh, okay, well, you just
I
gave it.
can't,
I was gonna.
well,
I
because
was
you
gonna
know I'm
say-
good. You already gave it away.
Well, I was gonna say to them. Do you think she hated it, liked it, loved it?
Oh, God.
The answer is love.
I
right?
mean, it's basically
How can you
Big Brother on an island.
Yeah.
Did you catch up? Did you
Big
catch
Brother
up?
is better.
hotter
Big
people.
Brother is better.
But you're liking this
But
a
I'm
lot.
loving it. Big Brother has 20 years of my life.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I can't
But-
just throw that away.
But you watched every episode, correct?
I've binged everything
it.
now, and I went back, but I'm bummed
see
because
this.
now I wish I didn't know anything because
Right.
you guys
Yeah.
had told me everything.
you told
so,
us to.
Yeah, I know, but so then finally now here we are, and then last night I'm so excited, and I like get home and
Oh.
I'm like, all right, I'm ready for my Bachelor in Paradise, and somebody
tonight.
lied to me.
Yeah, it's tonight.
Yeah.
I just felt like it was a Sunday
Well,
show.
well, we're gonna get the follow up to that fight.
I
tomorrow.
know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I felt
Oh,
so
shit,
bad
that's
for
right. For who?
Clay.
Over Clay, but not for
He's
Christian.
so
That was awesome.
sweet.
It was fun to watch Christian get thrown off that dock.
Can't
you,
wait.
You guys poorly described
I did.
that.
I need
Yeah.
to.
I
I
thought there was
think
a
I missed the
ledge.
last 2. Like we
There was-
tried to watch a couple on the vacation. Like we got home on the Monday night and took a California edible or Colorado edible, and it
Oh,
was
good
and we
night.
were like enjoying the shit out of Bachelor in Paradise, and then we both passed out.
Well, this is the difference between what you're going through in your relationship and what I'm going through.
Oh, okay.
Because you are, you guys are both, you have no kids, so you can, your vacation, you're enjoying it, and you're having some edibles, and you're like, yeah, fuck it, we just fell asleep.
Yeah.
We fought for that Bachelor in Paradise episode like it was like we were on an island, and that was the water that we needed to drink because that was the only bit of entertainment that we got that didn't have Doc McStuffins.
Oh yeah.
So it was but with the two of us, we had to split headphones. You couldn't pry us away from that.
Yes.
But you got to catch up.
Yeah, I will.
Because you're gonna see some great stuff. And
Sure.
I had so many people like that are cursing me.
You don't know
on
what's happened?
Twitter.
No.
Yeah, you know.
No.
So tomorrow we're gonna talk about
You
it.
guys didn't really break down the Demi situation, and I'm curious
love
your
Demi.
thoughts. I really do like Demi, but I'm wondering.
She was a crazy person in Colton season.
She was
And the
all
best
the-
part
yeah.
about Colton season is when she calls her mom from prison,
Prison.
or like right after the mom gets
mom
out of
was in
prison,
prison, right.
and you see Colton's face like as she's like, and they're talking to each other like, "This is my mom's out of prison," and Colton's like, "Yeah, get the hell
especially
outta
when
here."
she said, you know, if you dick over my daughter, I'll shank you, bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
was a tight part.
that's not what I'm talking about at all, though.
No, I know.
What I'm
the
talking
lesbian stuff.
What I'm talking about is the fact that it feels like she's considering and possibly planning on dating both of them.
Yes.
And that
male and female.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
and
Who's the
that-
guy?
He looks like John Krasinski's goofy brother.
Oh, Dylan.
no,
no.
No.
not
Phil? No, wait.
No.
wait.
He looks like a Phil, but it's
He
not.
does look like
I don't know what his
I forget his
Hold
name
on.
too.
Let me
But
pull it up.
I'm a little I'm a little surprised that he was okay with that. Not with the fact that he was okay that she likes men and women, but the fact that she kind of painted this picture where she is like, I like you both, maybe I'll date you both, and he was like, I'll just take it slow.
Right.
What?
I don't know. Maybe he's looking to get some action when he gets back and see what.
Is that what you think? He just seems like such a
Derek.
Derek, that's who it is.
That doesn't even sound familiar.
No.
It seems
But you
like,
see what I'm looking at? He looks like the goofy younger brother.
Totally. Did you guys think that was interesting or no?
I do, but what I hate, this is what Winston and I
You've been
said.
spoiled
They
for
gave
you.
it too much in the trailer. They show everything that's about to happen. They show that a bunch of times. But anyway, so this is like I told you guys. I love the people that have been tweeting me and telling me like. We've got a lot of people onto this show. People who never in a million years. Frankie Numbers is watching the show.
Yes.
People who
yes.
never in a million years would have thought they would be watching
good.
it are watching the show now because it is just like I said. You're going to follow along with us while we watch this season, and it's been a blast.
I really should have caught up earlier because the stuff that I have been watching to catch up has like depressed me beyond depression.
What did you watch?
Glow season 3.
Oh, you didn't like
You
it?
didn't like it?
I'm so depressed by it because it's
don't
like
tell me what happens.
I won't.
Wait, I don't even know. I saw
You
it.
watched the
I
whole
have no
season?
idea what you're talking about.
It's just like
You're depressed by it? The
yeah,
storyline?
Yeah, because it's just everybody's sad and it's like give up on the Hollywood dream kind of a scene.
Whoa.
That kind of a
I
thing.
so feel
Opposite.
differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
And
I'm going
then-
to finish it and I'll have a conflicting report. I'm sure.
Last Chance You it's a Freed does it.
Yeah, I know.
What does it?
My buddy.
Our
Andrew
buddy
Freed.
Andrew Freed is an executive producer on it, and it's just so sad. It's like
Yeah.
the saddest. It's about a junior college football program, and these kids, all they have is football, and they totally ignore education, and they've never been taught anything. They can't read, they can't write, they have no concept of grammar. All they have is the hope that they make it to the NFL, and they're stuck at a JUCO in Kansas, and none of them will make the NFL. The only time you've ever seen any one of them from Last Chance U, maybe even come close to the NFL, was this year on Hard Knocks. This guy Ronald Ollie was cut first day of.
Yeah.
What's the point of the show?
The point of the show is to show, I mean, what I think is the situation of football at a lower D1 level, because it's called Last Chance U, right? These guys have been either transferred from D1 colleges where they were kicked off for drugs or behavior or couldn't cut it with grades, and they go to JUCO, junior college or community college as you would call it, and they have these huge football programs in order to breed Division I college athletes, right? And they are just given a pass at every turn because these teachers they are trying so hard, but they can only do so much before these kids just either fail or don't care or whatever, and all they care about is football, and their only thing is the NFL, and you can just tell there's 0.001% of kids that make it to the NFL,
Right.
and these kids aren't just not going to do it, and there's no other option but going back to their terrible hometowns and getting into drugs and gangs, and it's brutal.
It sounds like the legitimately most miserable show I've
It
ever
does,
heard.
but I can put you in a good mood
Yes.
because you seem sad now.
Sure.
So we did a poll on the Schmoedown for where we should go next season.
Oh, yeah.
and we got over 5,000 votes,
Yeah.
which was big. At 22% was Pittsburgh.
Yes.
22%.
which is the lowest percentage of any of the places on
What's
the poll.
22% of 5,000? That's a
good
But there
number.
was only 4 places that you put on the poll.
It was, and the third place was 23.
Right, but he came in last.
But he still has. I mean, but it's still saying there's over.
Just
there's
looking
over,
at the bright
There's
side
over
here,
1,000.
Rox.
But there's over 1,000 people that want to come see from
Hell
Pittsburgh.
yeah.
And usually that transfers over, let's say 400 people.
Sure.
Right. So I called Jonathan, who runs our live events, and I
Mm-hmm.
said, well, I told Megan first, and Megan's like, well, maybe we do Philly.
And half of the city isn't on Twitter or Schmoedown Live that
Right.
knows me.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I said, I was like, well, we'll look into it. And
Mr.
then I told
Popular.
Jonathan. Jonathan goes, no, we do Pittsburgh. So
Yeah.
Pittsburgh looks like it's gonna happen next
Hell
season.
effing
But
yeah.
not until Boston happens.
Boston's gonna happen. Pittsburgh's gonna happen. Atlanta's gonna happen.
Nice.
Chicago.
Brooklyn's gonna happen. Chicago's gonna happen.
Fuck yeah.
And then we're gonna do back-to-back SoCal. We're gonna do Free for All in March again, and looking at downtown.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna do Anaheim because of Star Wars Celebration.
Oh yeah.
So
That's huge. Nice.
we already have a ton of cities
That's
next season.
amazing.
It's gonna be
I'm,
good.
as of right now.
Yeah.
As of right now,
Yeah.
I don't have any weddings in 2020. As of right now.
As of right now, don't book one in March.
3.
don't-
'cause we're
You,
free for all.
you
finals.
do you do have one in 2020.
Oh, yours.
Yours.
But
Y'all do.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
And that's April.
That's April.
We gotta make sure.
April 11th.
When is bring up Star Wars Celebration, please? When is Star Wars Celebration 2020?
Oh God.
Oh fuck.
Here we go. Here we go.
I feel sick.
When is it? Dates. Put on dates. 2020 dates.
August.
27th. No, is it?
It
August.
says August 27th.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh,
don't
great.
know. I
thought
don't
it was
know.
April. Normally it's
Why?
You, oh my God! My brain just melted because I fucking looked at it because
Okay.
I might
It's usually April. That's why.
It's usually April. No, but I'm looking at
Okay.
because
August,
we
that's
might
good.
be doing.
Okay, we're not doing back-to-back SoCal. Okay.
We're trying to do Star Wars Celebration in 30. Star Wars Trilogy in 30 minutes at Celebration
so
in
you
Anaheim.
just freaked out. Okay.
Yeah, so I freaked out across the board.
You're
Okay,
trying
well-
to do what?
The play that I used to do, where we
Yeah.
did all the movies on stage.
So it'll be August. Okay, that's good. So that means that we won't do back-to-back SoCal. That's even better. But D23 is this weekend.
Oh.
I
Are you
will be
going?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Are you
So-
going?
No.
No.
you going?
So
Me?
yeah.
No.
So Friday.
Do you know? Like, that is a silly. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna attack
You have a
on
Comic
this.
Con sometime.
Yeah.
I do.
So Friday I will not be here because I'm going to be covering for Collider, and we're going to be doing all the Disney Plus stuff on Friday. Which
What are you doing? You're going and you're listening to
Yeah,
panels,
and then we'll talk about it on this show next
I'm
week.
sure they'll do
with
some
how
more
much I cancel.
Mandalorian stuff for sure.
Definitely Mandalorian. They're going to do because Obi-Wan looks like it's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
with the
They're
TV
gonna
show.
announce Obi-Wan.
So they're going and Ewan McGregor will probably pop out, and that'll be the big news. That and all the other programs and stuff they're going to have, like Tom Hiddleston probably come out.
Do you think that they just weren't able to keep the Obi-Wan news under wraps
Yeah.
until it?
Yeah, I
That's
think it
a
got spoiled,
bummer.
similar
That
to what
sucks.
happened at
how
Comic-Con
how
also.
cool would that have been?
Yeah.
If no prior knowledge to it. I mean, we all speculate.
It always happens. It always, I mean,
That
look at what
sucks.
happened with Taika Waititi in the Thor movie right before Comic-Con. You know, shit happens all the time. So, and then Saturday will be. I think they're going to drop a trailer for Episode 9.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, new trailer.
Or some behind-the-scenes bullshit. Yeah.
It's the right time.
It
It's
is.
August right now.
Yeah. Sometimes
Sometimes they save it for Monday Night Football.
that's usually what they've been doing, but maybe because of D23, they release something, and if they have, if the the pop is big enough on Friday because of the Obi-Wan stuff, then maybe they don't necessarily need to do it, and they just do it
Oh,
behind
you think
the
that
scenes
they
thing.
wait to call an audible?
Oh no, they won't call an audible. I'm just saying that maybe they, if I think I don't think it'll most likely be some kind of trailer because we haven't
we got the Chewie We're Home trailer
in
Force Awakens
yes,
at D23.
but we didn't get shit until like September, October.
Yeah.
Afterwards, but that's
But we
again,
had that teaser. We had the first teaser in
You'll start-
Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
And then,
remember
yeah.
D23 was usually like October at some points.
Yeah, when was it?
And you'll either get Monday Night Football or you'll get Good Morning America. One of those.
Maybe, or
Two.
maybe more stuff afterwards too. But I think either way, I think this D23 you're gonna get the most news that you've ever gotten out of anything.
There's nothing quite like the Monday Night Football crew going like, now the new trailer. Like it's just dudes that have never watched Star
There's
Wars. Right?
stormtroopers on the
Yeah.
field right
like
now.
Booker
and-
McFarlane 2 years ago he was so awkward announcing that Star Wars trailer.
I feel like it's a lot of wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
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 Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was
Looks
something.
like there's gonna be some stars, possibly some wars.
Some wars, yes.
But anyway, so D23 comes up this weekend. I think we're gonna get some good shit. So be prepared for that. Next week we're gonna do some pre-tape stuff. So Thursday and Friday will probably be pre-tape, but we are going
Why are we
to
doing
do.
that?
I'm gonna be in New York next Thursday and Friday. So I want to do Q&A stuff for the fans. So
Pre-taping live?
Yeah, pre-taping live. So
Can I go?
What are you talking about? What do you mean? You to where?
To the pre-tape.
Oh, the pre-tape. I thought you said like because of New York. Because I was like, I can't tell you how many times you've asked about New York.
Well, I'm going to keep asking
But
until you figure it out.
The pre-tape will be a Q&A. What we'll do is probably turn the phone lines on, tweet it out, let you guys know, and just do some stuff there. So that'll be next week. A lot of cool stuff happening. I was moving the last couple
Did
of
you
days.
move into your new place?
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, it's like everything is. It's like the money pit at this
Oh,
point.
yeah,
It's
I
just
want to
like-
move in. It
You wanna
looks
move
so
in?
nice.
But it is. It's like the money pit. It's like
Yeah.
the freaking the dishwasher's not working the right way. The dryer's not working the right way. The
But don't they have to take
cabinet
care of
fell-
that for you?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
doing it today. But it's just like my wife was just like, we were
2
laughing
weeks.
about it.
2 weeks.
How long it take?
No, that's the money pit.
Money
Money
pit.
pit.
Right.
2 weeks.
So, but
2 weeks, huh?
2 weeks.
but what I did find is, when I'm moving all my stuff, and there's old things that I have been in because my old place we had this closet. It was downstairs in the garage, and like everything was just packed up and piled in, and I haven't seen shit forever. So this is the best. I find this ring that I got. I got it like when I was 16 years old, and it's this little gold piece of shit ring, and it's got a crack in it. And this thing, I went through college with this thing, and it was like, I remember one time it was in the snow, and I threw something, and the ring came off. I was like, well, there goes the ring. This is like 90. This was my first one. I went to Iona my first year.
Oh, you didn't go to Florida State right away?
Not the first year. I
didn't know that.
transferred, and I was like, oh, the ring's gone.
Iona's in Pennsylvania, isn't it? Or is that
No,
New
New
York?
Rochelle.
New
York.
Rochelle.
So I threw the ring, and I'm like, it's gone. I don't know, it was like a week and a half later. I was walking on campus and I found the fucking ring. I can't tell you how many times that happened, right, with this ring. So this is so then I don't know, it was maybe years ago. I'm like, oh, I lost the ring. I don't know how I lost it. I'm cleaning the garage. I find the ring. I'm like, yes. And I take it. I was like, my lucky ring. I put it on the fucking fireplace.
You left it.
Last night I say to my wife, I go, oh, do you know, where'd you put that ring? She's like, what ring? I go, the gold ring that was there. She's like, that was yours? I'm like, yeah, I've had that ring for like 25 years. She's like, I threw it out. I thought that the workers left it here. And it's like, it was my ring. She's like, she goes, I've never seen that ring because I haven't seen that ring in over 10 years.
Yeah.
Did you get upset with her, or were you smiling like this?
It was a mixture of both.
It'll come back to you. I guarantee you.
I know where it is. It's in the garbage, loosely in the garbage, and I'm contemplating dumping the thing over just to find out because there's so much shit in there. She's like, I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to because I want to see if the fucking thing just shows up.
Yes, because I think it's possessed or something.
It might be.
It might have an evil entity attached to it, and it's going to keep coming.
It was
back
my
to
ex-girlfriend, so probably why she was.
Fucking A, it does. So let's just. This is an
She
experiment
gave it to you?
now.
When I graduated high school, she gave it to me, and it's not. And it has nothing to do with her. It's just the fact that like I can't.
Was it a class ring?
No, it was just a ring that she bought for me.
Okay.
And it has nothing to. It could have been bought from anybody.
Yeah.
But it was just the fact that people don't understand this ring. It was like Gollum.
Yeah.
You know, it was like it just kept coming back.
Wow.
Swimming pool.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
You hear this, and you wake up, and you look to and it's there.
It's there,
and you're
it was so weird because like I thought it was gone.
It's
I haven't
Jumanji.
I haven't seen it in 10 years, dude. I haven't seen it in 10 years, and it popped up, and then not 24 hours is it on the thing, and it gets thrown out. It was pretty amazing. It's a pretty funny story.
So we were so we went over. First of all, talking about like Cody's baby, your babies, whatever. Our two best friends have had a baby.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sound like me.
Yeah.
You had a baby. Whatever.
Whatever. No big deal. Congrats, Cody.
Yeah.
Our two best friends, like I was best man in their wedding. She was maid of honor in our wedding. They just had a baby about 6 weeks ago. So we've been over there a bunch, like helping them take care of the baby and eating dinners and hanging out and whatever. So this is like, my brothers had 3 kids, but like I would go for a weekend and then I wouldn't see them for like 2 or 3 months. And then I'd go back and like, kids grow so damn quick.
Right.
But we've been there like almost like twice a week for the last 6 weeks. So we start getting into this conversation about, like the kids and like, meeting up first and all this kind of stuff. And I'm holding the baby and it like throws up all over me. Like, aren't you guys psyched for babies? I'm like, nah, it's no big deal. And like, so we get in this conversation about like first time, like things that wives throw away. Right. And they start talking about things like his wife threw away like a couple of his hockey memorabilia and he was like, he freaked out. And we start talking about like our first outfits we wore when we like met each other. And I was like, I was wearing this penguin shirt. And Amanda's like, oh, I just threw that out. I was like, you did what? I was like, that was from my youth. Like I've had that for 30 plus years.
Wait, she went through your clothes and she threw out your
No, because
shirt?
it didn't fit anymore. So I gave it to her and she would wear it to like sleep in and stuff. And she was like, oh, that had so many holes in it. I was like, that was from like 1991 when the Penguins won their first effing Stanley Cup. Like, the sentimentality of like dude stuff, the girls don't get.
No, it happens like
What?
so many times.
So not true. You don't think girls have things that they're
No,
sentimental about?
that we're sentimental about.
Yes, the reason why. Of course, there's stuff that.
Of course, she's sentimental about stuff, but
we're
like
just saying particular reasons of why we happen to be sentimental about certain things. Because my wife is the same way. Like, so there'll be stuff. I can't tell you how many things are in my office now at home because they're protected from her.
Yes,
I lock the door so she's got a key anyway. But still, it's like stay out of there because that's the stuff that.
I was like, can we throw this away? I
touch.
was like, that's the last time my grandpa and I played golf together. That's the scorecard. She's like, oh, it looks like terrible. I was like, that's.
There's something there.
There's there.
Stop that.
Yeah.
Wow, I totally get that stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think Amanda, she's not a hoarder, and I'm definitely not a hoarder, but I come from a family of hoarders.
Yeah.
And like everything
it's in
has
you.
a sense.
It's in you.
Yes. I mean, I throw away a lot of shit, but Amanda.
But it hurts when you do it.
Like all the time, Amanda's like, I'm cleaning out my closet. Like, you did that like 3 effing weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I just keep my stuff. I
get it.
like my stuff.
I am an absolute hoarder.
All right. Yeah. So you understand that.
But I have learned that I can't be because there's just not enough space in Los Angeles to have like an extra room to hoard. But oh my God, if I could keep everything, I have a feeling about everything. Everything matters to me.
Everything matters.
Literally everything I own matters to me.
I understand. I get it. And that's the kind of where we're coming from. But I realize also a lot about myself through this move. I definitely have a problem. I have a problem. Last night, sit down after we were walking around, doing all this moving and the move from the old place to the new place right now. I've gone back over. My wife actually made me laugh last night because we were supposed to be out of the place last week at a particular whatever day it was, and then we hand in the keys to the old place, right? But my mother-in-law said, I still have 2 of the keys. And I was like, oh, you know what? It's perfect because I left some shit in there.
Yeah.
So I went back in, I saw they had already put a lockbox on not a lockbox, but a key box for people.
Sure.
So I got in there, I forgot the shit. Like my wife left this can or whatever the fuck, I think it's a stupid can. So I go in there, and yesterday, Brett had bought these bulbs for me, these really expensive bulbs. And he's like, you didn't get the bulbs? I was like, shit. So I go back over to get the bulbs, and my wife goes, well, it's good that we've been trespassing in the old one. 100%. But so I did that. But I realized the problem that I had last night after being relaxed and calming down is I sit down, and I did contemplate turning on the thing. I contemplated. I didn't do it, though.
Yeah, of course you didn't.
So, and there's all these shows that I want to watch, and there's all these things I want to watch.
But instead,
I watched Notting Hill.
So
It's
good.
a great movie.
Notting Hill's
Are
amazing.
you kidding me? I love that movie.
Yeah, but I watched it because I saw Julia Roberts' face.
Yeah.
And I go, and I said, I got a
She'll
problem.
get you.
She's the only, and he said it to me the other day. He's like, that's why you married your wife. and I was like, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
But because it was funny because my
So do you think she looks like her or reminds you of her?
there's mannerisms. There's a lot of things that she does that I posted.
She was a prostitute at one point.
It's true on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
It's true.
Nice thing to say about somebody's
say-
wife.
And this says the guy who got all mad at Greg
About the
Alba
vagina,
about the
yeah.
vagina thing at the live event.
Listen. Okay.
That was Greg Alba?
Yes.
Yeah.
That dude did that?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just with him
I
this
wasn't.
week.
I wasn't as upset until I saw my wife's face, and I was like, "Now I'm upset."
You're being protective.
Yeah.
Guy. Because the joke.
No,
that
it was rude. He should not have
Yes.
said that.
he shouldn't have said it, but he was saying in a joking manner that he figured like something you would say
In
to
a
your
rap
friend,
song.
but
You know-
something you would say to your friend that you've been buddies for a long time, and if you knew your friend's wife, and
Yes.
she wasn't going to get upset.
Here's what I will
Yeah.
say though. After knowing him like slightly better now
Yeah.
than when you initially said that story, he
Is an absolute idiot and has no filter.
No, that's not what I'm about to say. But I understand why off that comment you would say that.
I love
He gets like shakingly nervous
Yeah.
to do anything.
Oh,
like
really?
so, I think like foot and mouth. I think he overthought it. Try like what's a joke? What's a joke? What do I do? And he got so nervous that he
I'll bet
talked
you
about your wife's
100%.
vagina.
I bet you 100% you're right. It's like, it's Macuga, it's
Yeah,
my buddy.
this is cool.
Yeah.
This is, what do I say? That's it'll get the laugh.
The rap was funny, but
Not
just not
standing
that
up for
particular
it
line.
because still,
Yeah.
I mean, like, what are you thinking, bro?
Yeah,
but
no.
I think that's probably what happened.
Especially that his wife was in the audience.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's like, so
just
that-
the whole thing.
But
Oh, woof.
have you ever talked to him about that?
No.
No, he probably has no idea that you were
No.
offended by it.
Yikes.
Oh,
I'm
no.
sure
Only we had
somebody
a
from the
live
show
show.
will tweet about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I love.
Now it's out there.
I love Greg Alba. I think he's. I think that was a silly thing to say.
No,
but
I
it was funny.
appreciate Greg Alba.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
But,
He means well.
He does.
And
That
that's
was
what-
a
yeah.
slip of the tongue.
Yeah.
But
you
like, don't let your tongue slip there into another man's wife's vagina.
Well done, Roxy. An unintentional
Roxy,
joke that you
that was
really
one
did.
of the greatest things
It
you've
was
ever
good.
said.
It was good.
Let's
Now,
hear it for Roxy.
I did think
everybody.
of your.
Took 200 shows,
Yeah.
but we got
No,
our
no,
best
no.
joke.
Wow.
I did think the Bill Cosby thing is the best thing ever. Still my favorite.
What's that?
Cosby said something on Twitter. I can't remember what it was, and Roxy just wrote back, "Read the room, Bill."
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
yes.
So good.
Totally.
That one made me laugh out loud.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, you filthy fucks. Let's move on to news.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff that we should be
Should we
talking
tease
about
this
here.
comic book shopping?
Yeah, we should.
So-
Tomorrow.
No,
tomorrow.
Go ahead.
Jackson A. Dunn from Brightburn
Yeah.
is going to be on comic book shopping. If you guys don't watch comic book shopping, Coy John Dro, which we
Yeah, I
learned
know.
on the show last week, he does a fantastic job on the show.
He
You
does.
know, replacing the great John Schnepp, which is impossible to do.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson A. Dunn from Brightburn. Did you see Brightburn?
Yes.
I have the Blu-ray at my house, and I haven't watched it.
This is the boy in Brightburn,
Yes, he's a
and he's
kid.
got chops, yo.
Yeah.
The movie I thought was very good. I know that some people loved it, some people not as much, but I haven't seen one person say anything other than the fact that the boy was phenomenal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
He's really
Yeah,
great.
okay, good. I want to hear about. I want to watch that movie. I mean, I'm
Star
glad
in the
that I have it.
making.
Yeah, so good. Well, check that out, guys. Make sure you watch Comic Book Shopping. Before we actually move on, it reminded me when you said he's got chop shows. That'd be a good shirt. But we are going to start putting out Collider Live shirts.
Yes,
that's
we
something
are.
that's going to happen soon.
Can I come?
You want one? Well, this
That's
is what I was going
definitely
to
gonna be a
ask.
shirt.
So, Alex, can we do a poll? I guess we're going to have to do it on the Collider Live one, so 6 people will vote on it. But let's see if we can get.
What should they say?
We'll get
Maybe
Collider
we'll
to
get
retweet
Collider
it.
video to retweet it.
Yeah.
Let's come up with 4 designs of which ones the fans want first.
Well, what's the deal? Do we each have a shirt, or is it?
No.
So, like,
No,
would
it's
or Orlando would be a shirt.
collectively of what we think should be, and we have to. We'll put it out there and we'll see what the fans vote on.
Thank you.
Yeah, like do we have a license to put Orlando on?
I mean, you could because it's
Probably,
just
right?
because, but you're doing it because of Mormon the show, so it's like you're really
Teetering.
Here's the one. Here's the one that I think should go first.
Okay.
I think should be the first one off the bat. I think should be a big hashtag. That's the show.
Yes.
I think with a Collider Live little thing. I think that
Yep,
to
that's a
me
good one.
that's the first one I would put in the poll design.
Yeah.
I think Can I Come?
I Come?
Collider Live
Definitely.
could be one. That's two.
Yeah.
What do you think? Three or
Well,
four? There's only four options.
We retired 8 and 9, right?
No, I mean
We just haven't used it in a while.
yeah, we didn't retire.
Oh,
it.
okay.
No, it's not retired.
To me, that has been the most consistent of all of the things.
Yeah.
But I don't know on a shirt if that reads as well.
Yeah, like eight, dot,
nine,
dot,
People
9.
ask about it.
Yeah.
That would be actually good. 8 dot 9
9.
Yeah.
comma 8 question mark.
Comma
Yeah.
8
All right.
question
Okay, I like that. Okay, so then we got one more.
9th.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people seem to enjoy that sleep in the hallway. Not right
Sleep in
now,
the
Dirk.
hallway.
Not right now, Derek.
That's not
but
ours,
not
though.
right now,
Oh, it's not
Derek's
ours.
a different
Yeah,
show.
those two
Same
are
thing
not
with
ours.
Ben. But Sleep in the Hallway
Sleep
is
in
a
the
good
hallway
one.
is a good
It's
one.
not a big effing deal.
This is
Right.
not a
But
big.
This is not a
There
big
you go.
effing
I would
deal.
just let's just sleep in the hallway! Exclamation
Okay.
point. All right, so those are the four. Sleep in the hallway. Hashtag that's the show. Can I come? And then
8.
and an 8 comma 9 comma 8 dot question mark. I like
9?
it. Yeah. All right, because that one. What I like about that
Oh,
one.
what about cookies?
You want a cookie?
You want?
I
Oh,
said yes.
You want a cookie? I said yes. It's a good one too.
that's a good one.
But I can't have. All right, so
It's a lot on a shirt. That's the only problem.
Do you want?
Because you want the
just have
milk.
it- Well,
Oh,
we do one. Do you want a cookie? Comma. I said yes.
and then on the back, I said,
Well,
"Do you want
that's
some
too
milk?"
much. That's too much.
Okay.
to
I don't
design.
know.
I think-
It's just
Do you want a
such good-
cookie? I think. Do you want a cookie?
Do you want a cookie?
I said yes.
But
I
also,
said yes.
Also, like some creepy guy in a van's wearing that shirt.
Yeah, but what? Or what about? But we
That's
can do
the
two-
show.
You can do another one that says, "Do you want some milk?" I said yes. You gotta get the match. The
You gotta
matching
get
set.
both.
Oh, that's the
shirts,
his and hers.
Yeah, his and hers. That's a holiday gift for all the fans.
All right,
out
so
there.
let's put that on hold for now.
Okay.
We'll keep the four that
That's
we
our
have.
Christmas
All
time
right, so
shirt.
Alex, you
Yeah.
got that?
Hold on. That's the show. Can I come? Sleep in the hallway and 8,
8.
9.
8. You know, you got to do it. 8 comma 8 comma 9 comma 8
Oh my God. Hold on.
Come on.
8, 8,
comma 9
9,
comma 8
8.
question mark dot.
Question mark dot. No. Dot.
That's
Question
what I
mark.
meant.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So put that on the Twitter poll, then have Collider retweet it, and then
Yes.
you guys are going to vote on what shirt we do first.
I don't know which one I want to win.
I know.
I'm into all of them.
I would get them all.
Yeah, I'll get them all.
I think, like, I mean, the work that Brian Ward could do with each one, like Roxy's face with just like a silhouette of like, "Can I come?"
Yeah.
You know, like a body sleeping in a hallway.
Good.
but in the interest of the 200th show, I know we just talked about it for the shirts, but what is your guys' official #1 favorite soundbite that we've ever done on the show?
Oh,
Yosh,
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 Yosh is a
really
good one.
good.
It's not bad.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
I
That's a
say
good
that one all the
Yosh,
time.
Yosh.
I texted my
Roscoe Pollo's another one too.
yeah.
Cafe con leche.
I texted my German exchange brother from back in high school, and I was like, I do this live show every day, and they do this Yosh, 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 and he texted me back immediately, Christina, because that was the girl's name.
that
It'd be
was
like, Yosh, Yosh, Yosh.
Oh, yeah, I forgot how we got it.
Yeah.
That's where it came from.
Yosh.
That could have a little Yoshi on it,
Yeah.
even look like you with your face.
We
not
got some
bad.
good. All right, so we got, like I said, we'll have a lot of ideas to be able to do this. So we're going to start
Totally.
doing that. I don't know when they want to launch, but I just figured throw it out in the atmosphere now.
I'm feeling nostalgic. Who is your guys' favorite guest that we've ever had on
Ever?
the show? Yeah, it's 200.
I mean, I know that you were just kind of didn't know how to take it afterwards, but Van Damme to
Yeah.
me was just so many great sound bites and just in awe of what was coming out of that man's mouth. I was just
I think we all were.
But you guys were hoping for something else, and
But-
I was.
No, I don't think so. I just think
Oh, I was
Allie, no,
definitely-
none of,
Ellis and Macuga
Oh,
were
okay.
100%.
Yeah.
I feel like none of us could have been in the room and the same conversation would have been had. That's
Easily.
Yeah, so I wasn't
think he
hoping
knew
for
we were
anything else.
there.
He was truly wild.
Yeah.
He was a great. That was
Ever.
I think it went as well as it could have because it was
was
one of a
great.
kind.
Like,
Yeah, it's
I
true.
loved the dudes from Cobra Kai. I loved we got
Yeah,
Ralph Macchio,
yeah.
all that kind of stuff. But my hands down #1 is Joe Carnahan, without a doubt.
Oh yeah.
Really
yeah.
well.
I mean, I've said his name like a billion times in the Schmoedown, and then he sends me a clip from his
Yeah,
version
that's
of
pretty
Bad
cool.
Boys for Life, and I'm like, duh.
Yeah, it's pretty
This
cool.
is
Very
life
cool.
coming.
You got one?
You know, it keeps jumping in my head is Jay Bruchel.
Yeah, I was thinking about that
I
too.
loved that conversation we had,
How to Train
and
Your
How to
Dragon,
Train Your
yeah.
Dragon is one of my favorite series.
And he just seemed like the best guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was really cool.
You
I mean, obviously mine's Dane.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, are you
Right,
kidding?
yeah, right. No, that's some good. those are
Me
good
ping
guests.
ponging back and forth between you guys, just looking at. I was like, holy
Yeah,
crap.
we've had some
Matthew
good ones.
Lillard was great.
Matthew
Matthew
Lillard.
Lillard
Loved
was
Matthew
amazing.
Lillard was one of the best guests we've ever had on any show.
So-
Yes.
When he was
Yeah.
climbing over the table.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
everything.
Dude, when I said Summer Catch is one of my favorite movies, he goes, "Are you okay?"
Yeah. I'm still mad that I missed Paige.
Paige was awesome.
I'm
too.
mad that I missed that
Paige
one.
was good. We've had some really good guests.
Although she does seem like Darina's spirit animal.
Sure. Well, Mance legitimately thought that she was Paige.
so
Did you know that
funny,
story?
No, get
So,
out of here.
It's the best
So
story
good.
ever. So Mance was in doing the award show,
Yeah,
right?
for your consideration.
For your consideration. So like right across the way over here, I was with Darina, and then over here was Paige and her brother.
Mm-hmm.
So Mance walks, and he's in eye line of Paige, and he looks at Darina. He goes, "I'm having you on the show next week." And she's like, "What? Yeah, your movie's coming. I can't wait." And she's like, "Who do you think I am? Paige." She's like, "I'm Darina. We've had many conversations together." And he's like, "Oh my God, you look like Paige." He's like, "Paige is
Yeah,
right.
that sounds about right.
Paige is right there."
They also kind of look nothing alike, which is the
They
best
have,
part.
like, black hair
They both have that goth thing.
and
yeah.
are pale.
Yeah, the pretty pale black hair.
Black
yeah.
hair, yeah.
Scott Mance, what a legend, just the best.
And if anybody can get away with it, it's Mance.
Darina's also Latino.
Right, right.
Paige is
I
British.
think things just look different in Scott Mance's world.
Totally.
You know, like bright and
Colors.
like aura is
Right.
coming out and they're vibrating.
It's
Man's
the only
colored
person though
glasses.
that like I can have zero madness about. That he's just the best. Like the best. His energy is out of this world.
Did you
Who's doing the board today? Is that Adam or
It's Adam and,
It's me.
and
It's
Alex.
Alex, do you have a favorite
Alex
guest?
doing good.
Griffin Newman.
Yeah. Maybe.
Griffin from The Tick.
Yeah, no, I
Only because I
he
want
was
the
obsessed.
answer. Because
You
I
want
know-
Adams?
Adam, who's your favorite guest on Collider Live ever?
Devin Sawa.
Oh, look at you.
Somebody's been studying up.
Look at you. What an answer.
Interesting.
Well done, Adam
right.
Smith, everybody.
I'm only,
Deep cut.
Yeah, see,
too.
Adam,
I like it.
Adam, here's what
I
I
did
want.
like
This is
Devin
something I
Sawa.
want to because Adam Smith is one of my favorite people in the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
You really are. So Adam, here's what I'm gonna ask because I know you're under the weather today, so I'm gonna leave you alone. But because you're gonna be on the desk here for at least 2-3 weeks for Cody's out, we're gonna get you involved. I know you don't like being behind that camera and being on the mic, but we're gonna
Tough shit?
tough shit. We're gonna get you involved. I think more people need to know about the Smith.
Adam Smith is one of the most undercover, funniest dudes I've ever
Ever.
met in
Yes,
my life.
yes.
Okay? Number one.
gotta
Number
stop this.
two.
I'm gonna mute the mic.
You can
number-
mute the mic.
Number two.
He's like, we need to stop this.
Number two. I've never drank with somebody that I enjoy drinking with more because there are not a lot of people that like to drink as much as Adam Smith and myself do. So
We've
get
had a
us in a
good time.
room. That time in New York when you and I
Wow,
just
can I
blacked out.
come?
Yes.
I
Yes.
feel like I'd hang well
Yeah.
with a group of
And
drinkers.
two,
like you
his
both.
I
hair
don't
has
know.
quickly become the greatest '90s lead singer of
Yeah.
a band we've ever seen, and it's just undercover.
Adam,
God
do you have
bless you
comments to
guys.
this?
Yeah. What's that now?
Do you have any comments to this? Do you agree with the assessment of your character here, or would you tell us to go fuck ourselves?
You guys are the sweetest for saying it all. I obviously don't agree. I have a lot of self-esteem issues, but it's appreciated all the same.
All right,
So
well,
thanks, guys.
we look forward to making you a character on this
Yes.
show.
I feel like by the end of this 2/3 week period, he's gonna be the one with the shirt.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, whatever
He
it's
already
at.
did. God bless you guys.
He already started. I have major self-esteem
Self-esteem
issues.
And also, same. Who the hell does
Yeah,
that? We feel you,
totally.
Adam.
Yeah.
I mean,
love
the thing that
myself.
I got most from Glow Season 3 wasn't the brilliance of the writing, wasn't Marc Maron just continually crushing it. It was the fact that I get the same thing I got from the time I saw Rock of Ages live. It was like, you can't, everybody just gives up on a Hollywood dream. Like, it hurts my soul every time I, see that happen.
Yeah.
What
And,
just made you say that? It's based off what Adam just said with the self-esteem?
Yeah, with self-esteem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, well, we
interesting.
got out of that hole before. I'm trying to get back out
Sorry
of it.
about
So we have, we're moving on to movie news now. There's something.
200th episode.
200
yeah.
episodes. 200 episodes of movie news and trying to get to it. Okay.
Mhm. And me trying to stop you.
Every
200
single-
full
every single-
episodes of
Yeah,
it.
we did it. I guess it's a.
love being drunk
true.
on a mountain
Facts.
in a hot tub.
Uh-huh.
There you go. That is true.
Yeah, you hear me in the background.
All right, yeah, Kristian, I'm in support. We can move forward.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
just looking at you guys all though. It's
Yeah,
so
you're
crazy.
so happy.
200.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, ready.
I missed you.
We
man.
ready? You ready?
Do
I
it.
guess I'm
You
ready.
ready?
I wanted that.
You know
high
why?
five.
You know why? that I handle it like this.
Yeah.
Because I understand where you're coming from. You've been on I just from doing the schmoes
Yes.
and everything
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
It's just like we got there, but it's like to me now we've been doing Cloud Live and it's like 5 days a week. Everyone's like, "What are you doing for the big show?" And I'm like,
Well,
"We're just doing what we do every show."
The bigger thing is tomorrow being a year. A year's a chunk of change.
Chunk of change.
Is
It
that,
is.
that a phrase?
I will say this: the reason I get where you're coming from is so my friend has worked on Dr. Phil forever, right? And I went to I think like the 1,000th Dr. Phil episode, and I was like, "Do you guys like celebrate every 100?" She's like, "No, every 1,000." And I was like, "Oh,
Right.
okay." So like,
Right.
basically 500, and then they got to 1,000. They're like, "We'll only celebrate next when we get to 2,000."
Now we got to 1,000 shows,
Yeah.
then we probably do something big.
Correct.
Yeah.
Don't
The
you
fact
think
that 5
500?
years-
500 could be.
I don't know.
500 is a
something.
year and a half from
It,
now.
it
New
was
shots.
different. It was different when it was
Your,
schmoes.
your math is egregious right now.
What?
Why would 1,000 be 5 years?
No, I said 1,000 because we just hit 200 after a
Yeah,
year.
but- yeah, but we went to 5 days a
10,
week.
So it'd be 5 years.
We went to 5 days a week. We were at 3.
No.
That's true.
so
right?
4. Let's say 4 years.
4.
But
My
either
math was not as far off as you claimed.
Good point.
either way.
Fair.
The Schmo show when we did 100 was because
Yeah.
we did it once a week.
Yes.
Right. So now when you're doing it every single day, it's
Totally.
like, okay, well, you know what? No, it's the 1,000 is the big one.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do it in about 4 years.
Sounds
Feel
good.
better?
Yes.
3 years,
The
I
thought
guess.
of still sitting here in 4 years does make me feel better. How did you know?
Good. And with that stinky microphone, and never going to change
Yeah.
it. Enjoy
This
that.
hot ass studio, but my jacket's part of my
It's not
outfit.
bad today.
It isn't.
bad?
I'm in a full blown jacket. That's
Well,
that's on me.
That's not
That's
my
your
fault.
fault.
That
I'm in
sounds
a
like a you
t-shirt.
problem.
Well, that is true.
Yeah.
I have a lot of problems. I'm with Adam.
Okay. Maybe we'll get to the news. What do you think?
I don't know. We could keep talking about the 200th episode, the 1,000th episode. You want to go to the 5,000th?
You said episode.
Episode.
He's having trouble with that episode.
Datey. This is what.
This is that one time. It's like that one time that everybody knew you're going to get this stuff right off the bat here. You remember that time? Remember the guy that was selling the hot dogs next to the stand? What was the guy's name who bought the hot dogs?
Oh,
You remember? Bill. You remember Bill?
You know
Everybody
Bill.
knows.
Yeah.
Frank, you know this one.
John Cena.
All right. What is this? What do we got?
Breaking
Are you
news.
serious?
Yeah, tell me.
Okay. No, it's not breaking news. We're ready for the news. Sorry, I
Just
thought you were
say the
going somewhere
fucking
else.
story.
Chad Stehelski is being brought in to reshoot some big action scenes in Birds of Prey.
Okay.
That is the news that dropped over the weekend.
Okay.
What do you think of that?
They
A lot of people are saying that, oh my God, now Birds of Prey is in trouble.
No, it doesn't mean that. It just means that they either tested it and they said, okay, look, there's a lot of good character stuff, but we need a couple scenes that pop.
Yeah.
And then that's why they do reshoots. There's always you can say it until you're blue in the face, and everyone's always going to say there's problems with when you hear reshoots. It's part of the thing. They schedule out reshoots because of things like this. If they look, they test, and they go, it's working. We have all this stuff that's going on here. We like that. But what if we did like a bigger scene, like a big action scene here to connect with that? It happens all the time. Now, is there a chance that it's the opposite of like, shit, it's dull and we need some stuff to move? Yeah, that's possible too, but I happen to think it's the former.
Who were we talking with? And they may have been a guest on the show, and I know it was here, and it wasn't Joe Carnahan. And you were there when we were talking about it. He was talking about that scene in Bad Boys 2 when they're at the end when they're
Frank
driving.
Grillo.
It was Frank Grillo. Yeah, and he's like it was literally a paragraph on a page.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guarantee you there was a lot a lot of directors aren't great with action scenes, or they see an action scene and then you get a guy that has done a bunch of action scenes like John Wick friggin' 3, and he's like, listen, we have these badass women. We need to show them being more badass. And we need to bring in a guy that can bring that out of them, because this is a big deal for us. This is Roxy's favorite DC property. It's the best one she's ever seen, and so we need to make sure that the Birds of Prey is Roxy's in fact favorite movie.
But does this scare you, the reshoots?
No, I think that reshoots are not a story. It's not even a story. Like, imagine if every time every time you were editing something, they're editing it.
Right.
It's not a story. It's literally part of the process. The only time that it's a story is like when we were doing that Getty movie, whatever, and we had to
All the Money in the World.
all the money in the world, and we had to literally go back and recast somebody and reshoot the whole
part of the
thing.
movie, yeah.
That's a story.
Right.
We're going back for reshoots is not a story.
Right.
It's built into every single big blockbuster that they're going to have some reshoots
Right.
every single time.
do it
Well,
every time.
Rogue One was an exception too, because they brought in
Yeah.
a director to reshoot
Yeah,
a
I mean,
bunch of it.
it happens.
That's when it's a story. This
Yeah.
is not a
Right.
story.
Endgame is the most profitable movie of all time, and
Had reshoots.
it had reshoots.
Yeah.
What's with the birds? I like it, but what's
Yeah,
with
I'm curious about
Birds
it
of
too.
Prey.
That's right, Josh.
I think that was a little off the mark.
No, but what if they're like
Well, it's a
evil
canary bird.
birds?
Okay, so who are the other birds? Or is that just because we like to call women
Huntress.
birds?
Oh, no. Oh, the other ones that are bird characters.
Hawk
Poison
girl?
ivy.
No, that is a bird, not in this, though.
She gets
Other
caught up.
bird
Black canary.
people. I already said that
Yeah.
one.
Did you?
But,
Oh,
but
okay.
good call.
Yeah.
I mean,
penguin.
a penguin would be a bird.
But penguins don't fly.
Catwoman
Also
eats
not
all of
in
them.
this. Yeah, Catwoman eats the birds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so there's reshoots. Next.
Nailed that news story. Here we have
So there was
Loki.
news
Some
that
Loki
happened.
news coming at you. Tom Hiddleston was talking to MTV News and confirmed it's going to be 6 hours, so 6
That's
episodes
awesome.
in the Loki series. And they did confirm at Comic-Con that it's going to start with Loki taking the Tesseract in
It
Endgame,
made sense.
and we're going to see what happens.
I love
Exactly
it.
what I was hoping for. Exactly
me
what I
too.
thought it would be. It's perfect.
It was a great setup for
Yeah.
it. It was a great set. Everybody was saying like, because now you're seeing this alternate reality. What happens to him? And because now people are like, well, he lived. How did he live? Well, he lived in an alternate timeline. So
yeah,
that's
and
great.
he kept talking, and this is what I love for his character is that he has to now go back because the Loki that we knew in Ragnarok
Right.
and in Infinity War is
Different,
different
yeah.
from this Loki because he's still at the height of his villainy.
Right.
So he takes the Tesseract from in the Avengers. So
Right,
now he's
right.
he's excited for the character arc. He's like, I'm now going back to a different mindset. And I'm paraphrasing here what he told MTV
Right. He didn't
News.
get caught. He
Do
was
you
afraid he
think
got
by
caught.
the end of
MTV News, he told?
Yeah, MTV News.
This-
That
oh,
still
that-
exists?
Well,
Yeah.
dude, this guy does a Josh Harwitz.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That guy
he's
gets
great.
he gets all the scoops.
Do you guys think by the end of the 6th episode he will be anti-hero, villain, or hero?
Anti?
I don't know.
I think it's in him. It's
What
who
is he now?
Well, he's an anti-hero by the time he goes out.
Okay.
By the time that Thanos kills him. he's
I,
an
like
anti-hero.
my give a shit meter on Loki is.
Really?
I just
My
don't-
God,
I don't-
really?
I never.
Loki's
liked
one of my
Loki.
favorite
God,
characters.
Loki is
him
one
Oh
of
so
my
yeah, we
annoying.
did a whole thing, and you
Yeah.
didn't even pick him in your top like 15.
Oh, I
or
love
whatever.
Loki.
I love him
I'm
too.
excited to see that.
I like
series.
Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
like him.
so here's something. I don't think they'll do it because A, they've done it before, and B, I don't know if they'll have enough time. But at D23, that one of the most historic things ever was when Tom Hiddleston came dressed out as Loki
Yeah.
in
Right.
Hall H, when they actually novel idea made Hall H a show, and it felt like a show.
This
That
was at
was
Comic Con, not a D23.
This was Comic Con.
Okay.
So, but D23 has been known to do performances and stuff too. I remember when The Rock came out and they debuted when Idina Menzel. First time anyone ever heard "Let It Go" was at D23. I was there. It was
Holy
awesome.
shit.
Yeah, it was. And I remember.
Did you know in that moment?
I said everyone's going to be singing this
Really?
song. Yeah, because I couldn't stop singing it after hearing it for the first time. And I remember going back and telling my wife, I'm like, I just heard a song, a Disney song. I can guarantee you it's going to be everywhere. And it was. But it was, anybody could have predicted that. That
Yeah.
wasn't like oh, I'm so happy to make this prediction. It just was catchy.
You know, a song crosses boundaries when like drunk girls do it karaoke at Barney's Beanery.
Yeah.
And drunk dudes as well. Yeah.
That's true.
So he came out.
So he came out and he was all in garb, in the Loki outfit, as in character, and it was great. I wonder if they would do that again.
That'd be
It would
amazing.
be really cool if they did.
I
I
would
mean,
love that.
he's this is gonna be their flagship start, right? Isn't it?
No, Mandalorian's first.
No. I'm just saying for the Marvel,
talking about
for
Marvel.
MCU.
Yes.
This is their first
This
one.
is before WandaVision.
I think so.
I think it is. Yeah, they've already released some images, and I bet we might get something because they're shooting it.
I bet you they shot a bunch of stuff, and while they had him for Endgame.
Yeah.
You know, they probably
Yeah.
shot. Probably maybe the Russos shot
What is
something.
he working on other than this right now? Is
not
his
sure.
schedule?
He's still working on his
Oh.
Oh,
Nicely done.
Tell me that was Adam.
No, it's Alex
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
Alex.
Alex knows the bits.
Yeah.
But Alex is on it right.
Yeah.
today.
You know how you like when I derail the show?
Yeah.
Good. Quick question. What is Bo Knows Schmoes?
So my.
let me take this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Bo Jackson in the late '80s and part of the early '90s, depending on when
Just
you
tell me the
look
truth
at his
right now,
hip. When you look at this hip injury at a playoff game against the Cincinnati Bengals, was the hands down greatest athlete to play baseball and football at the exact same time.
Yeah.
He's the only man in history to go to an All-Star game and a Pro Bowl and not be in the Hall of Fame. He only played 4 years because of a major injury to his body. He was a freak athlete. There's a 30 for 30 about him. He's my favorite athlete of all time. And Nike made this campaign because he started the cross trainer shoe. Nike came out with the cross trainer shoe
remember those shoes?
based on Bo Jackson, and he had this campaign was Bo knows everything because he was playing baseball and football and so good. It was like Bo knows surfing. surfing, Bo knows hockey, and then it came as like Bo knows guitar and he couldn't play, and then Bo Diddley came out and he's like, Bo, you don't know Diddley, but then everything was Bo knows. So everybody had a shirt that just said Bo knows, and then there was like ones on the Venice Boardwalk and the Ocean City Boardwalk that said Bo knows your sister.
Yeah.
Like it was a whole thing.
Let me ask you, was he not eligible for the Hall of Fame?
He only played 4 years.
So
Yeah.
how many do you have to be?
Well, you don't have to be eligible. You just have to have like.
Yeah, because the conversation starts to come in
breath of
like, yeah,
career.
he was great for 4 years, but what would he have? How
Been like-
would he have
Yeah.
done? And
Well, because like rock and roll, you have to have a certain amount to be
Yeah, that's-
eligible. Is
sure.
it not that way?
No, not in sports.
No, not
but
really.
You're not going to get a 4-year athlete going to either Hall of Fame.
because if somebody hit,
And his
for-
stats don't.
If somebody didn't use steroids and hit 100 home runs in one season, you had to put that person in the Hall of Fame.
Correct.
But anyway, this comes from my pretty sure DJ, my friend DJ
Oh, yeah.
Goldberg, bought it for me years ago, and in my move, I found it,
Nice.
and I said, I'm gonna wear
Those
it.
are my high school colors too. I
Yeah,
like it.
so
The Christmas ones underneath or the black?
Black, white, and red
Yeah.
was my high school colors.
Oh, it's green under there.
I know that's every hat though.
okay, listen. So we know that Marvel's gonna put out this show.
Like back in the
We've got-
day, it was always green.
Don't
and
worry
red.
about the fucking
Sorry.
hat anymore. Marvel is gonna have that show. We have
Yep.
Star Wars is gonna have
Mandalorian
They're
and
gonna-
Cassian Andor.
Yeah, so we're gonna
And most likely Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. So Disney Plus is gonna have a big day on Friday. I'm
Yeah.
very excited to find out what the fuck is going on Friday. I might
that's
even depending on what time that panel gets out. Because I don't know if it starts at 9 or 10.
Yeah.
If it starts at 9, I'm gonna try to call into the show. But if not, we'll just talk about it on Monday.
Okay. Sounds good.
Because this,
Yeah,
I
but
mean, the news.
I thought we were not doing a show Friday because we were doing a pre-tape. Oh no, that's for the next week. Okay.
Next week there's 2 pre-tapes. This week.
Wow, you've got a busy couple weekends.
I know it's gonna be crazy. So-
Kristian.
Are you going both Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or just Friday, and
I'm
Saturday?
Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
So I mean, yeah, I guess Sunday they do have something too. I'm just going for the 2 panels.
Are you staying in Anaheim?
No, I'm gonna drive in. What I used to do for D23 is stay overnight, do the whole thing. But I've got too much shit with the move and everything. I'm just driving in Friday morning, going to the panel, going home. Same thing Saturday.
I want to come.
So why didn't you should have.
Ellis has a pass, I believe. Is Ellis going with you?
I don't know if he's a pass to the panels though.
Oh, okay.
He does have a pass to the panel. I don't know if yeah. But anyway, okay. So those are 2 big stories. Anything else going on?
Yeah, Andy Serkis hired the Oscar-winning cinematographer Robert Richardson, who did Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He's going to shoot Venom 2, which is, I think, a pretty good
He's
get.
shooting it, but
Yeah,
Andy
he's shooting.
Serkis is directing it.
Andy Serkis is directing it, but he's pulling in Robert Richardson, who shot Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with Quentin Tarantino. He also won a trio of Oscars for JFK, The Aviator, Hugo, and he worked with Inglourious Bastards, Django Unchained, The Hateful Eight.
What a
He's going to
cat.
shoot Venom.
Massive,
Venom 2.
massive
What a
get,
cat.
but bizarre.
It's very bizarre.
Well, it's probably his relationship that he's got with Andy. I mean, I'm telling you, I've met Andy Serkis many times. Had the chance to hang out with him socially a couple times.
He's the best.
I don't know if there's a nicer human being in the world.
How
than
do we
Andy
get him in
Serkis. We've had him on Schmoes as far as calling in. He lives in London, you know. But I can reach
that's
out.
not close.
I'm buddies with his manager, so I can reach out and try to get him again. I would love to get him on
Give
the
him
show.
a call.
I want to get him. I want to get him in studio. But
He
he's
lives in London.
He does. We had a chance when we went to the Last Jedi premiere, and my friend, his manager, was there, and he's like, "You want to go talk to Andy?" I was like, "No," So we went over. We're talking to Andy for a while. I introduced him to like Perry and everything, and his wife was there. We were just talking to his wife forever. I mean, the answer of how and why it's not as bizarre when you know him because he's got so many relationships and everyone likes him. I can't imagine there's anyone who's ever said like, "Oh, Andy Serkis is a dick. I don't like working with that guy." I can't imagine it happening.
And he's jumping on, like, we talked about Mowgli. I've never seen it, but, this is an early on in his directorial resume.
It's a big job.
I mean, and cinematographer, if you guys think that, like, cinematographer is just a person that works a camera, you are completely wrong, especially in a motion capture situation.
I feel like in 2019, nobody thinks that anymore. I feel like that was
you
something
would be
that
sorely
If what?
mistaken.
Say that again.
Really?
Say it again.
That they just think a cinematographer runs a camera. They just, like, press button and
Well,
hold the camera.
I think maybe a lot of the
I always
general
try and
audience,
come from like the casual
Yeah,
movie
the
fan.
casual
that
movie
just
fan.
like they have
Wow.
no
Yeah,
idea.
they
I don't
the
know
difference.
My dad has no idea. He asked me, "What does a cinematographer do?" Like
Right.
6 years ago, and I was like, "That's the camera operator." He's like, "Oh, okay, I get it."
I think
That's the casual movie fan.
I think it's getting out there. Roger Deakins finally winning for Blade Runner 2049. There was that big kind of campaign. It's like he deserves it. He deserves it.
Same conversation though that we had the
Yeah,
other
you
day.
guys are right.
Sure.
And the community and these people watching know, but the
It's
casual
very-
fan doesn't know who Roger Deakins is.
No.
It's very challenging to know what you know that you've known for so long that other people don't know.
Start at the bottom.
Yeah.
Always
Yeah.
consider lowest common denominator.
It's either your business or your fandom.
But when
you know?
when you've been at something for so long and then you're casually talking, like, do you guys ever call your friends from home and just feel like the biggest dickhead douchebag because the way you speak, they don't even understand sometimes?
Sometimes.
That doesn't happen to you guys?
No.
I don't know. I mean, like, because I don't really talk about the industry with my friends. We just
Right.
kind of talk about how their life is going and yada, yada,
They
yada.
don't.
We talk,
But if they ask you about your life,
yeah, I mean, I can, like, bring up some stuff, but I, like, I'm very explanatory about it. I mean, everything kind of seems like an origin story half the time when I'm just explaining what I do to my friends or people or whoever in general that isn't in our industry. They are so far removed from the industry. I can't tell you how many of my friends from college or high school go, like, what do you do? Right? Because we work on a YouTube channel. I host a show on TV, like, whatever the case may be. They still don't know, like,
What do you do?
What do you do?
Right.
Yeah.
What we do is stay around for another 10 minutes talking stories here. And what I was going to see, because we got Ben Bateman coming in at 11.
Ben Bateman coming in at 11.
Well, because and we shouldn't have put this He-Man story there.
why?
Should
He's here for an hour.
Oh, he's here for a full hour?
Yeah.
Okay, we could do it at 11:30, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then, anything else going on before we get to the He-Man?
Let's just we got to celebrate and talk about this. Peter Fonda passed
yeah.
away on Friday
Yeah.
in the
Legend.
afternoon. The legend that is.
Interesting way
Peter
of phrasing
Fonda.
that.
No. What do you mean?
We got to celebrate.
Celebrate
Yeah.
his life. Absolutely.
100%.
Okay.
Every time I hear about these deaths, it's like this is the guy that Easy Rider is one of the greatest movies of counterculture. Put it out
Yeah.
there. Started a whole movement with all of those filmmakers: Dennis Hopper, Jack Nicholson, all
I
these
agree.
things. So 79, he was at age 79, and it was respiratory failure due to lung cancer. I didn't know he had lung cancer.
Yeah.
So that's a bummer, but a lot of people were celebrating that
of course.
the day he passed.
Did you ever see the movie Limey?
Yeah,
No.
the Limey.
Yeah, the Limey
Yeah.
with Peter Fonda. He's fantastic.
What
in
is
that
it?
movie. You want to explain how that movie? It's like a.
Isn't that with
I
what's
The other thing about the Limey is that I have for some reason on my my iTunes thing, there's like something. It's Terrence Stamp, right?
Yeah, Terrence
Like
Stamp.
something just plays. Like a clip
Steven
from the Limey.
Soderbergh?
Yeah, Soderbergh
Yeah.
directed it. It's like a heisty kind of a crime movie.
99? I've never even heard of this
Yeah.
movie.
A tough English ex-con who travels to Los Angeles to avenge his daughter's death. Upon arrival, Wilson goes to task battling Valentine, great name, Peter Fonda, and an army of LA's toughest criminals hoping to find clues and piece together what happened.
Whenever a legend like this does pass away, though, I do think it is interesting because I find out about some of their movies that I had never seen, heard of. Then you go back, watch.
Totally forgot about the Limey.
The Limey's
yeah,
fantastic.
which is
Yeah.
always a nice way to celebrate somebody's life.
Did
Yeah.
Bridget Fonda make a statement or anything?
I don't know, probably. Bridget Fonda, Jane Fonda.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
sure it's Jane Fonda is the sister. So
Yes.
I'm
Oh,
sure. But
and and once again, yeah, we
Talk about a
no-
power
nothing
family.
but respect and admiration for Peter Fonda. One of the things that I don't know if you guys addressed it on the show, but we goofed, and boy, did the audience ever let us hear about it with the Bruce Lee when we were talking about the Bruce Lee that it was his daughter.
It was his daughter that-
Not the sister.
Not his sister. Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that.
We had said sister, and man, woof.
Yeah.
Did we get it for that one?
It's the daughter you
I'm
ate.
sorry.
And that's
Sometimes we mess up, man.
like, it happens.
Sometimes you
That's
mess
what I
up.
tell these people sometimes. It's
Yeah.
like, do a show 5 days a week.
Yeah,
live.
right. Live. You just slip up.
I mean, aren't you guys supposed to be
But
professionals?
Christian, a show 5 days a week live. I mean, we all are working on 4,000 shows. It's
Totally.
not even-
I know, but
Yes.
what I'm saying is that when
I
you're
know.
doing it live, like
But it's not like we said that they said something different. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They are right. We should get who it is correct.
Yes, but what I'm saying is also, but once again, you can say, guys, hey, it's his fucking daughter.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah,
Like, fucking
we're
around.
pretty close.
But no. What I'm saying, they can say that, but they can say that, but it's like when you start going,
You,
You
fucking
morons.
idiots. What do you know about you fucking idiots?
it's like I want to take that awkward guy
Yeah.
who it's like and put him in the camera.
Go ahead.
5 days a week, and
Go
it's just
ahead.
like, well, his father, no, his sister. I mean, no,
Yeah.
it was his uncle. No, I don't know who it was. Oh.
And we also don't have somebody in our ear going, "Hey, it's his sister." Like on
Right.
live television, usually you have an earpiece and you mess up, and somebody's like, "Hey, it's that." You make sure you. re-say
Evangeline
it.
Lilly, it's so nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we look. We went. We did the whole thing. So
You finally got to meet Kelly Carter.
I did meet Kelly.
Yeah,
Clark.
she's great.
That's not who did that, though.
I know,
no.
but I'm saying the flip side of
Yeah.
that.
Right.
'Cause you wanna come back on.
And Jane did break her silence, by the way.
Did she?
What did
She
she say?
said, "I'm very sad. He was my sweethearted baby brother, the talker of the family. I've had a beautiful alone time with him these last days. He went out laughing." I think that's beautiful that she said that. Yeah.
That's good. Okay, look, so we'll go to break on that. When we get back, we will be talking with Ben Bateman. He's got some big stuff going on in New York, and he's doing some stuff for the Schmoedown. He's got some other things going on. And he'll be able to break down some of this news, especially this He-Man thing with Kevin Smith and Marc Bernardin, our buddies.
Whoa.
So excited about that. All right, when we get back.
Hey guys, Reilly here, and let me tell you about Rule of Two. You looking for a Star Wars fix? Well, Rule of Two is that show. It drops on Collider Video's main YouTube channel, as well as on Podcast One's Jedi Council feed. So go over there, subscribe, share it with your friends. It's hosted by myself and Mark Fernandez. We talk everything in the Star Wars universe with a lot of deep dives and a lot of conversations that go all in. You know what to do. Subscribe, join us there, and rise.
Hey everyone, John Roca here, the host of Collider Mailbag. A new episode drops every Saturday and Sunday in your face and in your ears, answering the questions from you fans about the world of entertainment, film, and television. Me and great guests from our sphere do the best to answer your questions from Twitter, from Instagram, and of course, email as well. Once again, it's every Saturday and Sunday on the Collider video feed, and also you can listen to us on podcast, on the Movie Talk podcast feed, every Saturday and Sunday.
Hey guys, it's Dennis here, one of the hosts of Thrones Talk, our weekly Game of Thrones review show that happens live right after the episodes drop on Sunday night. So check us out. We talk about all the cool things that happen on Game of Thrones that night and what we think is going to happen in the future. You can find it on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Collider Videos, or you can find it on the podcast feed, both on the Collider TV Talk podcast feed and the Collider Factory podcast feed.
Hi, I'm Coy Jandro, host of Collider Heroes, and I'm here to tell you we've got 20-minute episodes coming at you on Collider Video, on the YouTube, as you've always loved it. Plus, now we've got hour-long podcasts dropping every Thursday, so make sure to subscribe to the podcast because it's going to get even more sweaty on the podcast. Plus, every week, we're going to try to get some very special guest interviews, all of the people that help shape these movies and TV shows you love. So, video, podcast, interviews, all coming at you. Be sure to subscribe. Thanks so much, guys. Stay sweaty.
Hey guys, Perry Nemiroff here to let you know that The Witching Hour is all over Collider right now. You can listen to that horror-filled podcast with myself, with Haley Fouch. We talk about witchiness, we talk about slashers, we talk about space horror, you name it, all on that show on the Collider Factory feed. We also have clips on the Collider Podcast YouTube channel, and on top of that, you can find an article all about Witching Hour every single Tuesday on Collider.com. Check it out, get scared. Hopefully you survive the Witching Hour.
What's up, Collider fans? Ryan Satin here from ProWrestlingSheet.com, where you can find the top stories throughout the week in the world of professional wrestling. If you're a wrestling fan like myself, then you'd be doing yourself a disservice by not checking out all the shows we do every week on YouTube.com/C/Wrestling Sheet. In particular, on Wednesdays, we've got a SmackDown recap show hosted by John Roca and myself, where we pick apart and talk about every little thing that happened on the Blue brand. So do yourself a favor and go subscribe at youtube.com/C/Wrestling Sheet.
I like it.
Hey guys, Perry here to let you know about the new edition of Collider Movie Talk. We are going to 5 days a week. We have a short, sweet 20-minute show where we focus on the two biggest stories of the day. You can expect to see all of your favorite Collider personalities on the show, including Jeff Snyder, John Roca, Haley Fouch. You're getting Josh Macuga every Friday. We're going to have a blast. It's going to be informative, fun. Come join us, 3 p.m. PT live every single day of the week. right here on the Collider Video YouTube channel. You can also find the show on the Collider Movie Talk feed on our podcast network, so go watch, go listen, however you prefer to get all of your movie news.
Hi, I'm Amy Dallin, one of the hosts of Collider Heroes, and starting right now, you can catch our show at a new time and format. We're coming at you Tuesday nights with a new shorter Collider Heroes and a longer Collider Heroes podcast, where Coy and I are gonna talk your ears off. You already know that's coming. So make sure to go to YouTube, subscribe, and find us on the Collider Heroes podcast feed for all of that sweaty goodness.
Hey everyone, John Roca here, the host of Collider Sports Time. Well, if you've been watching us every week, we break down the latest and the greatest in the world of sports, talk about the big issues, the big games, all of it with a rotating band of guests like Matt Nose and Josh Macuga. We've had Taylor Bisciotti on. We've had so many great guests. Now, if you want to see more of Sports Time or you want to try it out for the first time, remember to subscribe to Collider Sports YouTube channel. And if you want to take us along with you in your ears, you can go and subscribe to the Collider Sports podcast feed for all the sports goodness.
Hey guys, it's Reilly here. Let me tell you about the Reilly Roundtable. You know it, right? It drops every Thursday on Collider Conversations, and I have guests from all across the space. John Roca, Gray Drake, Alexander Desplat came on at one point. We talk everything from movies, we talk about life, and everything in between. What do you want to hear? What do you want to talk about? It's the Reilly Roundtable every Thursday on Collider Conversations. You get it there.
Hello, how are you guys doing? I'm Kristian Harloff. I'm the host of Collider Jedi Council. We talk about everything Star Wars, and if you want to catch our weekly show where we talk about the latest and greatest in Star Wars, it's movie news, it's canon, it's all of it. We take questions from you guys. How do you do it? Main channel, that's right here. Subscribe to this channel, and you can listen, you can watch, you can do all of it, but if you want to just listen to it, you got the podcast feed too. Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever it is, you can listen to it in your car. Do all of it. It's Star Wars. Episode 9's coming out, and then after Episode 9, you got TV shows, so we're going to be your sports center for Star Wars. Do it. Come on. Be real.
I get it.
Are we live?
Are we live?
No, we're not live.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, we are live. Okay, that's good.
Hey guys.
Cody's
Sorry
not here.
about
What
that.
happened?
That's awesome.
No music? Oh, there we go. There's the music.
It's
Right,
got the
perfect.
music.
That's not...
Okay.
That's all right. Oh, welcome back. Okay, thanks, Alex. Thanks for helping. I'm not going to blame Adam for this one.
No, 100% not
it's
Adam.
all Alex. That's all Alex. Come on, Alex. You just threw the guy. You tried to throw him on a train tracks, and the train hit you, motherfucker. All right, welcome back to the show. And joining us in studio today, this is a guy that I've actually I met him through, I guess it was, I don't know how the hell I did meet him.
Are you kidding?
I mean, I know that you introduced I know that you introduced me. I know you introduced me.
So that's how you met him.
But no, I think that I met him, but I don't know if we maybe ran into each other.
We were at a party together. I think Roxy. No,
yeah, that's right. It was Ken's birthday, wasn't it?
I
It was
think
Ken's
so,
birthday. Okay, yes, it was. And he shows up with this
good.
girl.
At least I get the credit. For
shows up with
that,
this
some
broad.
things.
No, and it was Roxy. And then
You
yeah,
asked
remember.
him your Star Wars question. That's how you
that
guys.
wasn't at that. That wasn't that day. That was at a
Yeah, that was at a
taping.
taping.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but that was like the third time maybe. You
Well,
guys
you
had
told
met.
me. You had told me that this guy really likes the Schmoedown. He wants to come by. He did, and I was like, okay, look, I'll give you and your buddy a shot here on the action because I'd seen their show a couple of times, and lo and behold, it came some of the biggest stars that we've seen in the
Huge.
Schmoedown, like really big stars, and the fans love that they've gone on to do their own their brand of the action guys in general has kind of taken off, and they're doing a show Thursday night in New York City, the same weekend that we're going to be there, obviously, kind of do in
Coincidence? I think
conjunction.
not.
You have the action guys will be doing a show on Thursday night in Manhattan at the New York Comedy Club. Is that accurate?
Yeah, in the East Village.
Yeah.
10:15. We're really excited about it.
That's going to be a lot of fun. So that people want to go and see that show. First of all, what is the show going to be, and then how do they get tickets?
Yeah, so it's NewYorkComedyClub.com, and we have been doing this show, Action Movie Anatomy, for years. So we're gonna be doing like a kind of a mini episode. Those episodes are like a full review of a movie, like fist pump moments, best lines, stupid impressions. We'll be doing MacGruber because we
perfect.
love that one. We've wanted to cover it for years. And then we're going to do kind of a mini episode of The Action Guys, which is a show we do here on Collider. And that show is always different, but we're going to do a bunch of bits because we do all these impressions of like Nick Cage and Tom Cruise. And
So it's going to be a full-on show.
Yeah, and then I actually might play a live song at the end of it. I've been playing some music again. So
That's the thing that shocked me. Okay, because this is I will tell you this, because I remember Roxy saying to me, oh, yeah, he played music too. And everybody who doesn't play music or do some kind of jokes or something in Los Angeles, right?
Sure.
And I don't know where the hell it was, but you posted something, or a fan posted something. Like, I don't know, it was probably like a month or 2 months ago. I don't know if I was in Comic-Con or where I was. And no, it was before that. And someone posted you singing like Bon Jovi or something.
This is an old thing when I was like 22.
Whatever. And I was like, holy fucking
Yeah, he's
shit.
full blown.
You can actually, like, you're like not like good. You're fucking really good.
Yeah.
And I was shocked and everything. I texted you and I was like, you know, and not to be like condescending, but it was like, yeah, because you hear your friends, everybody plays music or does something, but like, you're like, when did you stop playing music and why did you stop?
Well, I moved here originally in 2009 to do it. That was
Yeah.
like, that was the thing, right? I did like a little mini tour. I played in LA a ton, and I had like this album out with my old buddy David Michael Frank, who actually does stuff for the
Social
Schmoedown.
media
He's a
rundown.
social
Yeah,
media
yeah,
manager
yeah,
now for the Schmoedown, yeah. He and I were songwriters together, and
He's still doing music.
Yeah, he's on tour right now.
Yeah.
So I did that from like probably like 19, 20 through like 23, 24.
Yeah.
And then I took like a year or two off, and I wrote another record back in like 24, 25. And then around the time I was 26, I kind of got into hosting, and I don't know, it's like that like left brain, right brain thing. Like my brain just stopped sort of wanting to do that.
And focused in on this.
Yeah, I guess so. And so I took 4 or 5 years off, and then like I picked a guitar up again about a month and a half ago, and just started like dicking around to see if I could still do anything. And so I've been posting like little covers online and stuff.
Yeah. Would you be cool if we played a little bit?
Yeah, go if you want to.
What should we go to?
I mean, if you want to embarrass me, you could play like this when I was really young.
Yeah, we'll do the Bon Jovi one.
Younger and skinnier.
Where do I find it? Just go to. Can you go
Is
to
it on your Twitter?
You know, Ben Bateman, Bon Jovi.
If you look up like "Living on a Prayer" Bon Jovi cover.
There it is. That's the first one.
Ben has like had so many different lives and careers out here because he did the whole actor, singer, model, like all of the stuff.
Pause it for a second.
Alex, so there's all the things that like people I don't think realize he's an artist.
Yeah,
he that's all of the different areas.
I was shocked by it, and that's why I want the audience to hear. But Alex, have you ever heard Ben sing?
Yeah, I've seen some of his videos.
Okay, cool. So Ryan,
We've been talking about collaborating.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have.
You've seen it. All right, so go ahead and play a little for the audience.
2012.
Yeah.
Young man.
Yeah. Don't look much different though.
This is where you like you play a bit and you like click this little pedal with your foot and then it loops it and plays back. So you keep adding shit over it. I was trying to do it live.
Trying to show off the shoes.
Yeah. They're good. They're suede. It's kind of corny. We have the foot tap.
I like this. Stop talking over your song.
All right.
Let me hear how he hits the big chord. And they can, all right, so that's, pause there. So can you go, can they find this so they can subscribe? This is your own channel. This isn't associated with the Action channel.
Yeah, and this is, I don't even really use
You
this
don't use
channel.
this
This is just
anymore.
like my private YouTube.
But
whatever.
they can find it, obviously.
Yeah.
What's the action channel?
That's Action Industries. Yeah, that's what we do. We do a bunch of stuff on there. And I've been doing, we do like live streams 3 times a week. I'll usually do like a song during a live
Oh,
stream.
really?
I did the first time I tried it like live last night, Faithfully by Journey, because that's my karaoke song.
You can hit Journey notes?
I can sing it actually, yeah.
Wow.
Except in the version that we did last night, Andrew was sitting in front of the mic and I was standing in the middle of the room.
I watched that one, yeah.
And
It was
like
hysterical.
and it's like a little, it's like a stupid webcam mic. So anytime Andrew's making any noise, it's his voice picking up. So he's faithful. And it's just like you can't hear me at all anymore.
It's perfect.
That's good. All right, so like I said, I hope people will go and check that out too, because like it was a shocking thing to me. I didn't know that you could hit those notes. So
yeah, thank you.
It's
Appreciate
awesome,
it.
man. So, but you do have that show coming out. You and Andrew are going to do that show. That's Thursday night. When they can get the tickets, where? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's NewYorkComedyClub.com.
Oh, that's okay. So it's straight to the comedy club itself, not through you guys. So okay, so there you go. So
Did you ever perform there?
New York Comedy Club. No, that was where Ellis performed last time. I used to perform at the Boston Comedy Club in Manhattan,
interesting.
it was Barry Katz's club. I used to do that all the time. But yeah, so That's a cool little spot though too. That's the last time. I think that's where Ellis is going to be on Friday.
I think they have 2 locations. We're in the East Village location. I'm not sure if
That's
he's
where
the same.
that's where he was last time.
Okay, so probably it's the same one because he hooked us up with the show.
Yeah, then
Ellis
probably,
put us in touch with him.
he's probably going to be there on Friday because Brett's going to be on that show on Friday night at Ellis's show.
Yeah.
And be some other special.
Are you
guests.
going to be there?
I most likely will be there. I got to see.
Are you there Thursday for?
I'm coming in Thursday morning.
Okay.
Are you going to Ben and Drew's show?
I'm going to try to.
We hadn't broached the subject yet, so I hadn't asked him.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I just did it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to.
Nice,
We got to see where I'm staying. First of all, I got to see where I'm staying. What? What's that? Because you got to remember, I'm getting in.
You got to remember.
When do you get in?
I get in like Thursday, like 4 o'clock or something like that.
You get 4. What time's your flight?
I'm like at 8 a.m. I think.
I think we're on the same flight.
Really?
So I have no excuse.
And he's performing, and you're just
but
sitting.
where are you staying?
I'm staying in Manhattan.
Yeah, see, I'm not.
Where are you staying?
Queens. So
you're saying Queens.
Is that the true answer?
That is a true ansor. It is. I'm not saying if I was staying in Manhattan. No, it is. If I was saying it was either there or the Meadowlands.
You guys know. I know, Roxy. I know you know Jake Yacovetta. He's like an Action Army guy.
Love Jake.
Jake's one of the best.
Cleaned his lip many a times.
Yeah, he's the guy that got sucker punched in Houston. Oh, you hear this story?
No, what
You
happened?
didn't hear what?
Oh, this is
Oh, this is at the end of the night. Tell this story though to the fans though, because I heard you were there right during it.
It was ridiculous.
Tell this story. Tell this story.
He's talking to you.
Oh, I thought you were going Roxy.
The dynamic is coming up right away.
We did the Houston show.
You guys know each other?
Yeah.
I mean, you just literally said, "Tell the story." You pointed right at Ben. He looked at me.
He pointed at you.
You
It
can
was
do it.
great.
Looked at you
It was
and he
great.
put it-
I believe in you.
He's trying to be. It's your show as much as it is.
yeah.
It is my show. For
He's
the
being a
200th
gentleman.
episode, we brought on Ben Bateman for my show.
Thanks for fucking with Roxy, guys. I appreciate it.
Go ahead, Roxy. Roxy, tell the story.
So Jake, I don't think we had met Jake before, but we go to this bar in Houston, and I'd called ahead of time that week at this bar, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's wonderful. We have live music. It's great. It's totally rocking time. We can give you a private room." We show up, literally 0 people in the bar, 1 bartender.
And Ben and Drew had convinced all of us.
Yeah, we all went.
Everyone
We
to
packed
go,
out
and
the
it was
whole place.
far.
Yeah.
It was very far
Yes,
away.
it was.
The manager who had like told me he was gonna be there wasn't there. It was like this bartender by herself. She like called friends to get them to come help work.
It was they had to get the girl from the next door.
From
to
the
come
next
over.
bar, yeah.
Right.
It seemed like that, and she
Yeah.
was so slow, and there was no
Yeah.
booze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a,
No wine bottle opener. We learned that
It
the
was
hard way.
ridiculous. So we're all
We put that place. We kept that place in business for the next 6 months.
100%.
I mean, Jake, the guy we're talking about, bought I think 22 shots of vodka at one point.
The guy woke up in the morning. He's like, "What were sales like last night?" And she's like, "We made 10 grand
Yeah.
in like an hour." What?
he had to get vodka too because that's what they offered.
That's what was left. Yeah.
We drank all of the other whiskey
So we're all
and
getting-
tequila.
Yeah, we're all doing shots and hanging out, having a great time. You know, it's all the action people, everybody, and Jake like walks in from outside and he's just gushing blood, right, all over his shirt. And we're like, what happened? And he's
You
like,
can't tell if it's coming from his nose, his mouth, like his whole face is covered in blood.
but he's pretty calm. He's not like upset or yelling. He's just kind of saunters in. He's got a drink and he's just covered.
Gushing.
And we're like, what happened? He's like, this truck came by and there's like this guy and he's yelling at a girl. And I think he throws the girl out of the car, like onto the street. And Jake's like, dude, you can't do that. Kind of walks up and the guy just sucker punches him. And the car drives off. Or did the girl get back in the car?
No, I guess the girl like ran off in another direction. She was scared or something.
Wow.
But so from that point on, Roxy went into full caretaker mode. She 100% like took care of Jake for the next 2 hours.
Well, because everybody, like some of them know each other, but some of them don't. I worked at Children's Hospital forever, despite my
Not knowing anything about
inability to
children,
know anything about babies. But I'm actually pretty good with kids. And so I've had to deal with a lot of wounds on kids. Not that Jake's a kid, but I'm not afraid of like blood and stuff like that because of how long I worked at the hospisptal. So he was
Side angle. Jake is 63 years old.
no, he's probably, I don't know, he's late 20s.
Yeah, something like that.
Like
yeah,
us.
30 maybe.
Like us, what? And he was like in need of stitches for sure.
Yeah.
It was really fucked up. But you know when you're that drunk and you just don't want to go.
Right.
So I was like, all right, we'll do the best we can. And it just would not stop. He was just bleeding all over the place. And also alcohol is a blood thinner. So
Right. So that
it was
won't help.
pouring out.
I wonder what happened.
Yeah, well, so the reason I bring up Jake is because, you know, he's one of the generals in the Action Army. In our Patreon, like, that's the level. There's, like, dozen or so people that are there. And Jake bought a ticket for the show. He can't make it to the show, but he wanted me to give it away.
Oh, cool.
So he wanted to give away a ticket to the show to somebody who couldn't get one for themselves. And so
Saul.
Yeah.
Saul's going to wind up getting it.
Who's Saul?
Oh, my
yeah,
God.
Saul. How dare you, sir?
Saul's one of our most consistent callers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't listen to the show if you don't know Saul.
Yeah,
Maybe.
do it. Do it again.
Oh, the fucking dog got the bacon. God damn.
He's
That's
the best.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you want to give it away today during the calls?
Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
probably a good idea.
Cool. All right.
So you have to think of a quiz question. That's how we do it.
That
A quiz
works.
question?
Well, if you're
Yeah.
going to New York, if you're going to be there, well, you live in New York, but if you are going to the show on either Friday or Saturday, you want to go to the Thursday show with the Action Guys, and you have a chance to win 2 tickets.
I think he bought one.
Okay.
But then the last thing I was going to say is we have a discount code for patrons. So if you wanted to go to the show you didn't know on patreon.com/teamaction, we can send you a private code. It gets you a discount on the tickets. So.
All right, so make sure we be on the lookout for that when we do that. And the other thing, we have a huge week in the Schmoedown this week. It's a really big week.
What's happening?
So if you're at the Patreon level, either $1 or $2 tier today and tomorrow, you get the Inner Geekdom match between Jared Haben, who is recently married.
Congratulations.
Ashley. Yeah, he's going to be facing Chandru the Chosen, the new Inner Geekdom star. Those two will be going at it, and the winner will play Brandon Hanna. And then on Thursday is one of the biggest matches that we're probably ever going to do. It's going to be a live streaming match, live from Collider Studios. It is a one-time thing because it's live streaming. It's going to be available to the $10 patrons, plus you can just get the stream if you just a one-time purchase, but it won't be available to the public for like a week or two. And that's going to be the Shire Wolves, their last match ever. Clark Wolf and Rachel Cushing defending the titles, win or lose, last match against Mike Kalinowski and Chance Ellison for the championships. And we're going to do a little post thing for the Shire Wolves afterwards. It'll be a really big event. And then Friday, to find out who's playing Jeff Snyder, Kalinowski plays again against this man, Ben Bateman, for the chance to play Jeff Snyder to go to New York to play. So you might be Thursday night and Saturday night. How you feeling going in against Mike?
I mean, I don't like to go full character and interview stuff, but I haven't made any secrets. I don't really think Mike is the best singles player. I think he's fine. I mean, Janish put out stats yesterday on this. I destroy Mike on every level. Accuracy, points, accuracy in all rounds. We have the same exact record. You know, what Mike's done in Inner Geekdom this year is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And, you know, he obviously had a great teams match. He had a actual perfect match.
Right. You've beaten him twice in teams, right?
Yeah, I've never lost to Mike.
Yeah.
So, I'm not scared of Mike. It's anybody's game on anybody's day. And you never know what's going to happen, but I don't exactly have a lot of...
Well, do you think because he's got a lot of hype on him right now, fans are calling him Mikey 3 belts and all this stuff. Do you think that the fans are overhyping Mike, or do you think that he's earned this praise?
Look, I think Mike's a phenomenal character. I think he's done some really, really good stuff. I've said this a couple times, but his moment after beating Smets is one of my single favorite Schmoedown moments I've ever seen.
It's a real sports moment.
It is, actually. And the way you called it, too, Kalinowski beats Smets.
Right.
You totally envisioned yourself as like a boxing promoter at that moment.
Right.
But and then he's crying and all that, and it was real, too, because it was the unbeatable Russian, right? That was like his Drago, totally.
Yeah.
And I love that moment. And so there's a lot of things Mike's done as a player, as an actor, that I think are really impressive in the Schmoedown. And he does have a lot of heat. But Inner Geekdom, I've said before, there's just a quantifiable amount of information. He has a book because you can make a book. You can't make a book for movies. You can't do that. That's impossible.
I mean, you can, but you don't necessarily think you can miss a lot.
Right.
Oh, yeah. A lot of movies.
You cover, if you're lucky, you know.
The thing that's really similar about both of you guys, though, is that the amount of growth from where you both started. Like, I don't know two players who have changed more and studied more, because when both of you started, you were both decent.
Right.
Could hang, kind of, but middle of the pack. And now you're two of the best players in the league, which is kind of insane. So I'll be curious to see which one of you guys has grown more.
That's why I'm so excited to see this week in general. I mean, you got 3 really fun matches. The first match is up-and-coming Inner Geekdom star and Chandru, and Thursday's the big one. That's going to be a very emotional
question
night.
About that one for you.
Thursday?
Because I always am curious what your mind was thinking if it had gone a different way. What if Shire Wolves had not made it to this match? What was the plan?
Odd Couple?
Yeah.
No, Odd Couple would have played Corruption in Orlando.
But what would Shire Wolves have done?
If they probably would have retired at Collision.
You think that would have been the last?
Probably, yeah.
Wow.
They probably would have stepped down. Probably in the interview, Rachel her last match would have been San Diego, and that would have been you probably still would have done a special for them, but it would have been right after Collision.
Interesting.
Yeah. So Odd Couple would have played Corruption in Orlando for the titles. So So that would have happened. So
I think Charles had kind of a rough ride in terms of the way that they got the belt in the first place. I think it created such a difficult obstacle for them mentally to go in to continue fighting.
I think your match changed it though. I think once you guys played them, because I know what you're saying, like when they beat, because they won for the vacant titles, right?
Yeah, people just gave them a lot of crap for
At
it.
first they did, and then after you guys played them at Spectacular, that all changed because that match was so like there was a knockout, drag out fight, and they like now they're Roxy says that everybody said like they're in consideration if not the best team of all time.
Yeah. No, I mean I don't mean it's justified. I think what's happened is that just because of the nature of that initial win, I think mentally for them they feel like they needed to keep going and keep fighting to prove like more. Even though really you know the game, they shouldn't have to. They never had to. They're that good. Especially if you know them as players, you know how good they are.
Right. Well, that's why I think it's going to be something. There's going to be so many players here on Thursday kind of showing respect, going to be here saying goodbye. It's going to be a really emotional night for all of us.
That's a tough job for corruption.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to be corruption in that moment.
I know.
Whoa. There's not a single person rooting for them.
I think it's lucky for them that they are heels.
Yeah, very lucky.
Because they're going to get booed anyway. Because if you were, because it was the opposite side if they weren't. I mean, that's like that's tough. But they're used to getting booed.
Yeah, 100%.
But you guys can watch. Yes, sorry, one last thing.
If they win, I don't know what the sound is in that room.
Yeah, well, we know that the team's tournament will be for the titles.
Right.
So Burnett had made that clear. So you guys, once again, you want to watch that match Thursday night. It'll be available for about a week or two in the live stream, and then it'll be up for the public in about 2 weeks. So make sure you go and
you
check
should
it
yawn
out
a little
Thursday
louder
night.
towards the mic, though. I just would like that.
I
Happy
apologize.
200th.
Happy
Just
200th.
Maybe a little louder.
But let's move into some movie stories here because the big one that we saw, we're getting tagged out a lot, is this He-Man story. Kevin Smith and our buddy Marc Bernardin are working on this anime version for Netflix of He-Man. I know Kevin Smith is a fan of all things geek. I don't know how much his fandom goes into He-Man. I have no idea. I know that he's around the kind of the same age, maybe a little older than us, but
He put out a tweet that made me think his He-Man knowledge is pretty deep.
good. And I would love to. I'm going to reach out to Marc, I also see that a lot of people have been reaching out, tagging both Kevin Smith and Marc Bernardin, telling them to come on this show to talk about it. Continue to do so. I mean, I would love to get those guys in here, and I'm going to reach out to Marc myself and try to get him in here because I would love for us to talk. Because I'm curious. I don't know what it's going to look like. Is it going to look like that 2002 version of it was on Cartoon Network, the He-Man show that was on? It's still the best thing that's been put on for He-Man so far, minus the comics, obviously. But that show, are they going to go into that lore? Are they going to make up new lore? Because Mattel,
I think new.
It's going to pick up after the classic '80s era.
It's a direct sequel, right?
It takes place afterwards.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna, and they say there's some unresolved storylines from that classic '80s era that they're going to pick up many of the characters' journeys where they left off decades ago.
So it's going to be canon connecting to the '80s series, and not necessarily the 2002 series. Okay, well, I mean, I love the '80s series. 2002 was my favorite. Was my favorite series, but so they're probably going to go more into what it used to be in the '80s.
Who do you think they're targeting?
It's a good question.
Me.
Yeah, probably.
Well, a big fan. I like
Nostalgia.
the '80s era that they're picking up. That's what I grew up on. But yeah, who else? I mean, I think She-Ra's doing so well on Netflix.
That's probably what it is.
I think it's for a lot of people. And
unrelated though, right? I heard nothing to do with the She-Ra.
yeah, I haven't seen anything that's connected. I know a lot of people were actually asking Bernardin that on some of the Twitter questions I saw.
Well, what I hope that this does, because you have a name like Kevin Smith and someone as creative and talented as a Marc Bernardin as well, that they take this show and they bring the interest back and they get it really popular, right? That then whoever is not getting their shit together with that movie, because there's so many problems with that actual film, that maybe they say, oh, well, this is the way these guys cracked it. Let's try to crack it now in the feature film now, because there is a market for it. Because I still think it's these executives who don't understand that if you do it the right way with Lord of the Rings, with Star Wars, if you do it that particular, because that's what even the 80s had that feeling, though it was really goofy and silly at some points. It's still the overall Eternia and like when they got into the stuff with Tila and her mom, there's some good stories there that I think that they could do. And they could do it in the feature film.
But this is my question for you, because you have been very vocal about what you think that the feature could be. Do you think that for the TV show then, we should go in an opposite direction so that when they ultimately do make that feature, hopefully the way that you want, we've got a different audience, a different genre almost happening? Or do you think that this should be the base for that feature?
No, I think anime, you've got a little bit more room to breathe and do some more stuff, and especially when you get people, because if you look at both Bernardin and Smith, they're in the age range where they get it. They understand what it is. So if they're going to make a continuation off the 80s thing, it's a different vibe, right? But they're not putting $200 million plus into a budget to make sure that this thing works, right? So you got to crack the code. They have their vision with Mattel of what they want to do, a continuation. So you have more room to breathe. And I think that when you get a guy like Kevin Smith and you get a guy like Bernardin with those names, you're going to bring some more buzz to it. So it's a smart play for Netflix. It's a smart play for Kevin Smith. It's on brand for him, going back into the geeky shit that he loves in general. And I think that there's going to be some excitement. For me, I don't need the anime to be Star Wars meets Lord of the Rings and the serious stuff, because that's not. This animation is where it comes from. So there's a different version of it, to your question. Then I'm excited to see what they bring to it. But when you do the feature film,
you're not as precious about it. It doesn't have to be only one way.
No, not as precious about it, but I still want it done right, and I have confidence that a guy like Kevin Smith and Marc Bernardin can do that and will do that, because they understand what how judgmental fandom is, and they understand that they want to do it right, and they're not just going to take the property to take the property. They're going to take their vision and they're going to do something fun with it. So it's exciting. It's exciting because it's going to get it back into the zeitgeist.
I think getting like you said, getting it back in the zeitgeist, getting like the animated series made. It's kind of the smartest thing if they ever want to get the movie off the ground, because if you think about like when you take a property that's a little old at this point, it's maybe a little tired, and we're just going to do this again, just like hope people get on board. Look what happened with the new Men in Black. It's like no one cared, no one wanted that. That wasn't something people were talking about. So when that came out, people just didn't go see it, right? Like you talk about like you have to create that hype, so when there is that property that comes out, people do want to go see it.
Right.
And I hope that the cartoon works well, but
this goes back to Roxy's question when you said who are they marketing it to. Right. And I think what Ben just brought up is who they're marketing to. What they want to do is they get this thing popular. Obviously, guys like us, myself and Reilly, we're going to watch it because we're going to be excited. And you're going to watch it too because you've heard us talk about it so much. You're curious too. They got us already.
Yeah, we're in.
But what they need to do is they need to get a new generation on board, and Mattel needs them to get a new generation on board, because if they do, it's exactly what Ben just said.
What generation is that you're talking about? Is it millennials? Is it Gen Z? Is it younger? What are you?
Mixture of both.
Okay.
Mixture of both. I mean, if you can get the people who watched those shows, who watched She-Ra, who watched all of these shows on Netflix, right? And get them on board that weren't familiar with the property. And now they're like, oh, because there's people out there when you say Masters of the Universe is going to do a show. They're, well, what the hell is that? I don't know what that is. But is it that Netflix thing? Oh, that's the thing Kevin Smith did. Oh, they're going to make a movie out of that now? Then you bring a little bit more out of it.
What do you think is more famous or recognizable, Masters of the Universe or He-Man?
I think He-Man. The name He-Man, I think, is more recognizable, and now everything moving forward with this property has been Masters of the Universe.
Right, because Masters of the Universe sounds cooler. Yes. That was the same thing that when we ran into it when I had the project at Warner Brothers. Yeah. They did not call it He-Man. They called it Masters of the Universe because it just sounds cooler. It's like, what's He-Man? But what if they do it the right way?
Well, He-Man.
Right. But,
it's creative. It's just clever when they came up with it.
It was. But if they do it from 2002 version in the movie, if they bring up the movie and they do the 2002 version, then they go with the lore of He-Man was like around thousands and thousands of years ago was who had the sword.
He gets the sword at the end of the movie, the Dolph sword, right?
I don't remember that movie. It's a disaster.
I don't think the sword had anything to do with the
Eternium
movie.
barely seen it for like 2 seconds. That movie is terrible.
She, a woman.
Yeah, She-Woman. But anyway, so I'm excited to see what Kevin Smith is going to do with this version.
Mark, can I ask you an unrelated question?
Sure.
Was there 30 seconds throughout the conversation that you were holding your breath?
No.
Did you guys all catch that?
I noticed you looking at Mark, and you had this look on your face where I was like, I'm saying something really dumb.
No, it wasn't
Mark's
you.
asleep.
I don't know what happened. You went, and then for like 30 seconds you were holding. You took a big breath.
I was breathing. I took a big breath. Yeah, I'm trying to get as much oxygen in my body right now to stay awake.
Oh, is that what's happening?
Yeah, no.
What happened to you?
Yeah, I don't know.
You hit by a bus?
The puppy. The puppy.
The puppy. All this shit all over the place last night.
The puppy has diarrhea.
Oh, no.
So the
Oh, the puppy has the shits?
The puppy has the
Puppy has
shits.
the
So
shits.
for my fiance's birthday, which is today, had a nice 4 a.m. shit all over the carpet in our bedroom. Yeah.
Birthday present.
Carpet shit. That's
So
Speaking of
it's
the
carpet
shits,
shit.
Christian, why did I get 4,000 messages this week about you having the shits?
Yeah.
Because because Riley probably brought it up. What I do every,
did. I
every
said
time
he had the shits.
Yeah, every time Riley's out for the I'm going,
You say he has
Yeah,
the
Riley,
shits.
Riley hacked my bit. So after he was out
When he was out, I said, "Oh, he has the shits."
Yeah, so he does my thing. So people are tweeting at me.
Now Roxy's gonna hold her breath, but there's fart noises.
See, I
so
wasn't
she's gonna see her hold breath with the
holding
farts.
my breath.
Yeah.
I just.
Oh, can we do Alex? Can you do a search for? I wonder if our buddy the retro did the Back to the Future Arnold thing.
Oh yeah.
What about
That's
it?
We haven't been tagged by it though, so.
We never get tagged for it.
Oh,
Go to
usually.
really go to for just bring up Arnold in Lion King, and then we'll see if he did the new one.
Arnold and Lion King.
Did he do the?
There's Arnold.
That's Arnold as a Hulk. He hasn't done it yet.
Yeah.
He hasn't done it yet.
Well,
I'm gonna be on the lookout for it.
What happened to our dude, penis shits or something?
You know
what I'm talking
right. What the hell? Remember?
Our boy.
Why can't I remember?
Fart.
It was like cock fart.
Potato
biscuit,
fart.
Potato fart.
Potato fart.
What's, there wasn't there a
welcome to the
penis
show,
one? I
Ben.
made that up.
There's a lot of
It
good.
was one,
There's
yeah.
a lot of good fart content on this show. I
Yeah.
usually pick that up when I
What's
listen.
going on with potato
Fart,
fart?
isn't it biscuit?
It's potato. Oh, here. Turn that up, please.
Here we go.
Oh my god, he's now at 7,063.
What the fuck is wrong with your voice?
I got fucked by a French guy. I ate his turd sandwich and he peed in my soup. He ripped off my testicles and smacked me with a penis.
Fuck you.
That's the
I'll
penis
smack
part.
you with this oddly shaped dildo.
That's a pencil sharpener, moron.
Oh shit, I thought it was a super dildo.
Well, don't fuck a tater tot next time.
You're just saying that because your
Right?
boyfriend was
200.
Perfect. So,
The
all right, you can pause that.
200th
So, Fart
episode.
Potato, by the way, Fart Potato was at, I think, like maybe 1,000 views.
Less than that.
And,
Oh,
and now
God,
it's
it was like
almost
300
6,000
views.
I don't even know if
you
it
guys
was that.
deserve a cut. I
Of
feel like
Fart
you
Potato's
residual.
monetization.
Yeah, but what was sad was we tweeted at Fart Potato Creator, and
Yeah.
he was like,
He doesn't
"This
like
is
that.
an old life.
Yeah.
I used to do this. I'm very embarrassed of the videos I used to make."
Oh no.
He's like, that's what I did when I was
That's
13.
a shame.
Yeah.
We should
'Cause
reboot
I
it.
think
We
it's
should
great.
reboot it for Netflix.
Say Kevin Smith and Bernardin. will
Get
do
some
it.
buzz on it. What's
Yeah.
funny, it's something I just thought about when you guys were talking about the He-Man thing was my point about Men in Black, and I thought about Cobra Kai, and I was like, there was absolutely zero
Buzz,
hunger for
right,
that content.
right,
And if you had
exactly.
told me that YouTube was going to make a series with the original leads from Karate Kid,
Yeah.
and this is going to be behind a paywall, I'd be like, that's the
ridiculous.
dumbest decision I've ever heard in my entire life, and it turned out to be like literally my favorite thing of last year.
Yeah.
And that was the narrative for what you're saying. That's what most people said. It's like I remember when Ryan and I heard about it because we're big Karate Kids fans, and we're like, what are they doing this for? Because immediately you go to Karate Kid 3 or you go to the next Karate Kid.
Karate Kid.
I think the second that you found out who was working on it and what die-hard fans they were of it, then you knew.
And that first trailer.
I didn't know. I knew. We had interviewed, Hayden and Josh and all those guys. We had interviewed them before, and I knew what good guys they were. But it's like still, I'm watching that going, that's a tough sell.
Oh yeah.
And because you don't know the tone, you never know the tone, the way that they're going to do it, and that's why I think doing a project like this for Kevin Smith and Bernardin is it's a good move. But all right, let's move on to the phone calls. We're going to turn the phone lines on here.
Yeah, buddy.
We got Ben Bateman on. Ben, think of you know what? You can, whatever caller we have, and if you're calling in from New York or if you can go to the New York shows, you got to tell us up top when you call in because then you'll be eligible to win the ticket.
Free
So
ticket, this Yakavetta ticket.
yeah, so Ben will listen to the calls, and if you decide if you really like the call and you really think it is, that you don't have to make the decision right away because there'll be a few calls, but you can award you should write down the names of the callers as they come in, so you can reward at the end who you think if they're eligible. Yes, thank you. Ben. All right, so let's turn those phone calls on, and then I guess Alex, you'll let us know when the phone calls come in. Oh, I guess we got a phone call. Hey, you're on Collider Live. Who do we got?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you? Who do we have?
Kayla, Marc might remember me from last week.
From last week, you called in. Yeah,
he
Yes,
does
I did.
clearly.
Yeah.
Great. So
Vagina.
Well, let me ask you first, Caleb. So are you on the East Coast?
Yes, I am.
Will you be eligible to see the action show on Thursday night?
Unfortunately not. I would be working early in the morning around about like 5 a.m.
Oh, okay. Will you be coming to the show on Saturday night?
It depends. It depends, but I might be able to squeeze it in.
Please, we'd love to have you there, because if not, we were gonna hang up. I'm just kidding. So what do you got for us today?
I have 2 questions, if that's okay. If I can squeeze 2 questions in.
Yes.
Okay. My first question is something that I've been thinking about ever since Avengers: Infinity War came out, and I've been trying to talk to people about this. Did Vision know what was going to happen in Endgame, and that's why he was so willingly, quickly giving up his stone?
Right. I guess that's true. He had the time stone, right? Oh no, he didn't have the time stone. He had the hell stone.
Mind
stone. Right. Reilly, I'm gonna let you answer this, because I don't know. I have no answer to this question.
It's a good theory. I think that he could have known, and I think I also read it that he just knew his days were numbered.
Yeah,
and,
same.
You know, and that he was Vision was a great character, that he was trying to save Wanda, save the Avengers, and so he was like, look, this is the best way to do it for now.
Yeah.
I think-
and maybe WandaVision will shed some light on everything like that.
Same kind of thing as Doctor Strange, my favorite character, where you know it could be, but you don't necessarily know what will be, and you know it might be a possibility. But I'm sure that they're going to probably explore that in WandaVision.
They can, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So question
And
2.
my second question. A notification popped up on my phone saying that Taika Waititi had lunch with Ryan Gosling, and there was a whole speculation about him being in Thor 4. Have you heard about that?
Have not, but that'd be interesting. But you know, Taika Waititi's working on so many different projects. It could be anything. But I mean,
Could also be friends.
He could be a voice in Flash Gordon.
Could all be friends. Yeah.
He
could also be.
He could be buddies, right?
Yeah. He's doing a secret project before Thor 4. So
is he?
he's
that's what I heard
he's
too as well.
premiering Jojo Rabbit, right? You know, in the next few months, and then he's going to do a smaller movie
Right.
again, and then go into Thor 4. So maybe that's it.
My bet would that would be the smaller movie, but you know,
Gosling's got comic chops. He could fit into the Ragnarok tone.
Easily, he hasn't really done anything inside that world yet, right?
No, they just keep signing everyone, so it's surprising they haven't got to him yet.
I know, it's true. All right, well, thank you so much for the phone call. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay. So she's not eligible.
Yep.
No, she's not going to be there. She's
But
not
we
gonna
love
be
her
there.
anyway.
It is one ticket. I got confirmation
From
okay.
Jake? Okay, great.
Cool. Tell Jake to be quiet. I'm going to pop him in the mouth. I'm kidding. Jake, I'm kidding. All right.
Good
What's we got another phone call here, guys?
Yeah.
We got to put the
This way you
call-in
can see
number
Cody.
on the screen.
Is the call-in number on the screen?
No.
No, we got to do that. Hey, you're on Collider Live. Who do we got?
Hey, this is Ty from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. How are you guys today?
Hey, man. What do you got for us today?
Just wanted to. I've been on a bit of a Tarantino kick ever since Once Upon a Time in Hollywood came out, and I was curious to what your guys' favorite Tarantino scenes or moments are. Like mine is the commode story from Reservoir Dogs, where he's in the bathroom telling the story about the drug deal that almost went awry and stuff like that. So what were your guys' thoughts on that?
I mean, I think an easy answer that a lot of people pick, but I want to be the first one to say it on today's show is the Inglourious Bastards, the opening scene. It's just, it does everything in filmmaking and in writing and in acting that you want a scene to do. You are just on the edge of your seat. You feel you sweat it out. It's so intense, but it's written so well. It's like you laugh at points when you know you don't want to laugh because of everything happening. You're scared. You're in every single emotion in that scene. I think it's just brilliantly written, acted, directed, everything. So.
I'm going to go an oldie but goodie because it's one that I had to go back and see in the theaters over and over again. Royale with Cheese.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction, and that was the first Quentin Tarantino moment for me where I went, this is the most brilliant writing I've ever heard. I have to study this scene because it's two hitmen talking about his trip, and then it goes into the foot massage, and it goes all right in. We got a little bit of time. Let's hang back, and that conversation between Vincent Vega and Jules is the best.
He says, "Let's get into character," right?
Yeah, let's get into character.
I think the answer for me, favorite movie is Pulp Fiction, and when I rewatched all the Tarantino movies recently. What I realized is that Pulp Fiction is in this class of movie that's like it's like the Back to the Future class of movie where it's like a transcendent generational movie.
Yep.
So it stands so far above almost anything else, any other movie, because if you actually ask the question, what are the 3 most iconic scenes in Tarantino's entire career? I think they're just all from Pulp Fiction. All of them.
You don't think that one comes out for the?
Oh, Inglorious is probably.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
what
gotta
you're
be up
talking
there.
about. It's a favorite scene of mine, but I
Yeah.
think for me, the scene it's right after you're talking about it. It's the big Kahuna Burger moment.
Oh, yeah.
When it's Ezekiel
Sure.
25:17 is the slow turn. You see Jules' eyes.
Yeah.
If you in like a Tarantino montage, that's always the shot they show.
Hmm.
And it's just the one that sticks out. And then the dancing, like how's it?
Yeah.
Vincent Vega. That's like
That's true.
So
Yeah, well, we still get that meme now all the time.
I know.
With a GIF.
Yeah, yeah.
How about you?
I like, what is it? The epi or whatever. Yeah, that's my
the adrenaline
the
shot.
adrenaline shot.
It's a good scene.
For sure. And then the amount of Halloween costumes that came from that,
Yeah.
which I really appreciate and respect.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the phone call. All right, we got the number up on the screen now, gentlemen.
Indeed, we do.
Oh, thank you so much. Do we have another call? Thank you. Hey, you're on Collider Live. Who do we got?
Cool.
No?
Hello?
Hey, you're on Collider Live. Who do we got?
Mm-hmm.
No one? Okay. Bye. See you later.
Good.
All
That's
right. So,
good-
well,
good
there you
radio.
go. Good.
Hope Cody's having fun with his baby.
That's
Cody's.
not
I bet Cody is overwhelmed.
So basically, Adam or Alex, whoever's in, when we have a call, just keep hitting the yeah button. That way I know we have a call.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much.
All right.
I guess we're waiting for the call. So
How's everybody
Not
doing
right
today?
now, Derek.
Yeah, the number is on the screen, guys. Call on in. We have
And we have a ticket to give away for New York.
and what we can do also is why don't you tweet right now that you're giving away a ticket. We'll retweet it, and then if we don't get a caller in to do it, what we'll do is then you can just pick somebody off your tweets.
There it is.
If someone
You guys
retweets
see me?
it.
I just poked myself in the eye. You see it or no?
How?
I don't know.
I didn't see it. I was holding my breath.
Yeah.
You really were doing that. It was weird.
Hey, you're on Collider Live. Who do we got?
Have you ever been kicked out of a movie theater?
Who can I? Well, I'm not going to answer that until I find out who's asking me that question.
Hello?
All right, he hung up.
Oh,
What do you think happened? Panic?
that was a great question. It's a good question,
It
though.
is a
I
good
mean, we
question.
wanted to hear your name, dude.
I've never been kicked out of a movie theater.
the
No.
ominous tone. I was like, there's got to be a bit here.
Have you ever been kicked out of a movie theater? Do you want to be kicked out of a movie theater? I'll tell you how to get kicked out of a movie theater. Take your pants off. Well, no, get out of here.
Have you ever been kicked out of a movie theater?
I got close when I was like 15. We got into a throwing milk duds thing with some kids in the front. They got kicked out because they took it to the next level.
Losers.
Yeah.
no,
we
Ben,
were like,
ever been kicked out?
yeah.
I've never been kicked out of a movie theater.
No.
No, I never have.
Never have I either. I got kicked out of Fenway Park though.
Did you?
I've heard this story before.
That's,
What did you do?
were you just
Yeah,
drunk?
way too drunk.
Yeah.
And I got me and maybe 16 other people kicked out.
Oh,
Holy
no.
shit.
Brutal.
They hated you.
Oh, they were pissed. And the second inning.
Oh, no.
So early.
You were hammered that quick? Did you start drinking before the game?
Oh my God. It was
Yeah.
an extreme amount.
How long ago was this?
Not that long. Maybe like 5 years ago. It was
Yeah, it's
it
not
was a
good.
doozy, and everybody was like, "What the fuck?"
Who are they playing? Don't say the Yankees.
I don't know the answer.
Oh.
I really don't remember any part of the game.
Because if they were playing the Yankees, you wouldn't have
Who
friends
were
right
they
now.
playing? I don't know why I'm
It
asking.
couldn't have been the
What's the
Yankees. You would
name
know
of the
that.
guy?
Well,
the
you would
name
know.
of the team and the you know.
Yeah. All right, let's do another
No,
call.
I don't think it was the Yankees. I think it was random whenever I was home.
You got another call? All right. Hey, you're on Collider Live. Who do we got?
This is Drew from Virginia.
Hello, Drew. I take it you're not going to be in New York next week.
It's not that far.
Yeah, it's only 4 hours. I would be there Saturday night.
Well, Saturday night. Will you be there? But would you be eligible for the Action Guys ticket on Thursday?
I think so.
Okay. All right,
Eligible. Okay.
all right,
Drew.
eligible.
Name's Drew.
Hashtag guy
Okay.
girl.
All right, Drew. So what do you got for us
Okay.
today?
Hey, quick question. Epic Rap Battles put out a comedian rap battle. I didn't know if you had seen it. It was Richard Pryor versus George
I
Carlin.
did see
and
that,
had a
yeah.
whole bunch of comedians.
Yeah, I saw it a while.
What'd you think?
It was good. It was a while ago, right? I think though.
What is it, Christian?
Have you ever seen the Epic Rap Battles?
guess
before?
not.
Oh man, Epic Rap Battles. They have like either people from history, and they go and like have an actual like really well written.
But people are pretending to be them.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
characters,
okay,
right?
got it.
So they did one between Carlin and Pryor, and I think they had Robin Williams in it at one point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See that they dropped the ball there, and I think the guy was fine that they got, but why they didn't reach out to Jamie Costa?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they
Yeah.
didn't, like you have to have Jamie Costa
He's
in there.
so good.
It's like they reached out to this other guy, and the guy was fine. It was a subpar impression as opposed to when Jamie Costa becomes Robin Williams.
Yeah.
But the I love Epic Rap Battles because it's very very well written and
Yeah.
they're very smart.
It's like pretty PG too, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
They'll get pretty dark with some stuff too. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Did you like it?
I did, and I thought about you immediately. Obviously with all the comic references, and you guys have talked about comedians, famous comedians, and your thoughts. So I was just curious what you thought about it.
Yeah, definitely. I liked it because Carlin and Pryor are my two favorites. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for the phone call.
All right, we'll let him have the
He's
chance
eligible for the giveaway, though, right? So
he's eligible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you might, at this point, with the way that the phone lines are working today, so you probably have
But
to.
we need to find how to contact him.
Yeah.
Remember how Reilly says, like, DM me or tweet at me or something?
All right, if you're still listening,
DM.
hit Ben up on Twitter.
Yeah, Ben Bateman Media on Twitter. Send me a message if you really will go. If you'll come on Thursday.
I think he hung up.
Sorry, I hung up on him. We got a new caller.
All right, let's do it. Hey, you're on Collider Live. Who do we got?
Morris from Indiana.
Hey, Jeremiah.
One of the best.
So what do you got for us today?
I got two questions for you, both about the Schmoedown.
Okay.
The shirts. I was wondering, when are you going to get Ben Bateman another shirt?
Ben Bateman, another shirt. Well, the Bosch. Well, I'll tell you what. We're gonna probably. This is something that I'm gonna do today. We have
What?
What?
You're going to get him another shirt today?
No, not today.
I'm gonna spin again. You told me spin again. That was the thing you
Spin
told me.
again. I do like that one. I'm gonna spin again. But no, we are putting out a shirt that it's actually already out. I just haven't promoted it yet. But the 2019 tour shirt.
Yeah.
And that shirt will be out. It's got Bateman. It's got a bunch of people on it. So it's all the cities that we've done, and it's a big. It's a very kind of reminiscent to the old school WWE type of shirt. And
It's got all their faces?
It's got everything.
Am I on
it's
it?
really cool. You might be. I don't know yet. I don't remember. I think you are.
Whoa.
Gotta look. But thank you for asking. The boss will get another one. Do you had a second question?
Yes. This is kind of a weird one. It's for Reilly.
Okay.
There in my there's a thing that comes up that shows people on their phone, and I could swear you're in that promo thing.
I actually.
Have you ever done anything like that?
That is me, and I actually directed that spot.
What is it?
It's a NATO spot, National Association of Theater Owners, and they were doing the anti-piracy campaign that I was hired to direct, and it's a number of vignettes. Michael Cornacci is in it.
I remember.
Yeah, you'll still see the posters every once in a while, and that spot still pops up every once in a while. I am in the background because I needed to fill some extras in, so that was me.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Good eyes.
Thank you for the phone call.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, cool. Let us know when you get another one.
When I say good eyes, it sounded like an Aussie good day.
Yeah, I do.
Good eye.
Good eyes.
Good eyes, sir.
Good eyes, Mike.
Good eyes.
I do not have good eyes anymore. Hey, you're
Me
on
neither.
Collider Live. Who do we got?
Hey, this is Jordy from Oceanside, California.
Jordy, what's up, man? What do you got for us today?
Jordy's a hot guy name.
Cool.
And well, first of all, before I ask my question, I just want you to know that I called out of work today just to call in.
Oh,
nice.
Wow.
Whoa.
Well done, sir.
Wait, you called out of the whole day of work to call in for like maybe 30 seconds, Jordy?
Hey, give him some time. Give him some time.
And no guarantee that you're going to get on, especially when Saul's out there. making
Jordy,
calls.
you're a baller.
Jordy,
I love
how many
it.
times have you pulled this move?
First time.
Wow.
Wow, that's the first
Mazel
time.
tov,
Ballsy
friend.
move.
All right, so hang on. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so what do you got for us today?
So my question is pretty much just for Kristian. And then, I don't know, I saw a lot of conversations yesterday on the group, just because you've been posting like things about with Brett and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then it kind of reminded me of something from a couple of years ago when somebody asked you what you wanted, how you see yourself in the Schmoes in 5 years, and you were talking about how you were talking about maybe building a production company out of it or something like that.
Right.
Like whatever happened to that?
Nothing ever changed. Nothing ever stopped. The vision is still there, and like I said, Brett and I are going to be doing our own show, and we'll be doing something very. I mean, it's obviously very different. This show will continue. Obviously, we'll be on 5 days a week, and Brett and I will be doing our show. I think it's going to be a little bit more comedy based, and it'll be the two of us. And we're starting with that, and if other things come along, like I said, Inside Schmoedown will be a full-on hour-long show now with Roxy Striar and Ken Knapsack. So there's always more ideas and more things to come from that. So it built out a little studio and just doing some fun things.
Oh, awesome. Well, thank you guys.
You got it, man. Thanks for the
Thanks,
phone call.
Jordy.
Thank you.
I cannot believe he called
Yeah.
out of work.
Well, that's
awesome.
I mean, he's that's
We're a fan of people calling out of work.
Sure.
Good. Yeah.
That's a hardcore fan. Man.
You guys should skip school also. While we're at it.
Well, I'm hoping that Jordy's the type of guy that now he's going to be watching and listening to the new show as well as this show and other opportunities. Oh,
Jordy's
Alex,
great.
can you check the poll? Well, before we get to the
Ooh,
call,
for the
can you-
shirts?
I want to check the poll on the shirts.
Oh, I have not put it up yet.
What?
What?
Oh, no.
I'm running 3 computers here and the sound.
We took a break.
It's got to be Can I Come,
How did
right?
you-
I feel like
Alex.
that's the winner. It's the one I've heard the most.
What? Which one?
Which one?
Can I Come? I
The
mean,
Can I Come.
I think you've heard it the most because you've hung around me the most.
That's a good
I think,
point.
I think that's the show will probably be the first one.
That's the show.
It seems fitting.
All right,
That's
hey.
the show's a good one.
Yeah. Hey, you're on Collider Live. Who do we got?
Good afternoon, everybody. DJ Snacks calling in.
Hey,
it's
DJ Snacks in his house.
What's up, Snacks? What do you got for us today?
Well, unfortunately, I won't be making the New York trip next week,
Okay. Well, Ben's just going to
so I'm not eligible for that.
Yeah.
But I am looking very much forward to Arizona when you guys come out next month.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Have you gotten your tickets already?
Absolutely. I'm doing the whole VIP thing again. You know
Awesome.
it.
I know.
So I'm not going to skimp on that one, man.
No, I know. It's going to be a good one. So, so what do you got for us today?
The whole Masters of the Universe thing, I just wanted to comment on that. I'm in that kind of same age group as you and Reilly, and I hope they do go back more to the 80s cartoonish type. Not as cartoony, but that kind of lore.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And I just, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I mean, that the lore that they had inside the 80s was really good.
It sounds like that's what they're doing.
Yeah, well, the lore. It was very goofy though. It was very goofy at times, and I would like to stray away from too goofy because that's what I liked about the 2002.
Right.
But again, you got Kevin Smith's humor. Who knows? But sorry, please, DJ Snacks, continue your point.
Well, no, that basically you just said the exact what I was trying to say. It was less cartoony, but still that kind of same lore. The other one thing I wanted to bring up is, as you are aware, you've done a little work to help out on this. The movie trivia Discord Patreon League for the Schmoedown is putting out the first ever family face-off match this weekend. It'll drop on Sunday.
Awesome. Well, we've got. I mean, that's a cool thing though too, because basically what we did is we're starting up. If you did the $2 Patreon tier at all, if you're a part of it, you can be part of the Patreon fan league, which is something that we're actually working on something pretty big with that, and we'll have more updates towards the end of the season about what's going on with the Patreon fan.
It was
fan
loud.
league. But it was.
Wow.
sounds like wood.
Yeah.
Listen to that.
Sawing away.
That's an old
I feel
hat.
like dust should be falling
Mariano's
off.
daughters.
It just
John
proves.
Mariano's daughters.
Yeah.
John Mariano, friend of the show.
Yeah.
His daughters are
That's
taking
right.
on Chris Ingles' daughters.
Right. And
It's going to be a
crazy.
great match. Everybody, please make sure you tune into that on
Yeah,
Sunday.
check that out. Well, thank you so much for the call, and that's a lot of fun. But look, that's hashtag. That's the show.
That's the show.
That's the show?
That's the show.
One
So,
more.
Want to do one more?
Yeah.
It's 200.
What if somebody else called out of work?
All right, we'll do one more.
Strong
Hey,
point.
you're on Collider Live. Who do we got?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, this is Dylan calling.
Hey, man, what do you got for us
I
today?
fought for you, man.
Thank you. I just want to ask a couple of questions. This first one's for Kristian.
Sure.
All right. Since you're going to D23, are you going to be going by yourself to do coverage, or is there anybody else from the Collider crew that's going to be going?
Well, I know Ellis will be there for sure.
Perry? Roca?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know if Roga's going. Perry goes to everything. So I assume
yeah.
Perry's going to be there. I think they're going to be sending Frosty or something. I think they're definitely sending somebody from the website also.
I feel like Wendy was going too.
Yeah,
There's definitely going to be Collider people.
I think there's going to be some more Collider people than just me there. Yeah, because I'm also going. I'm covering for both Collider and for the Schmoes.
Are you going?
D23?
Mm-hmm.
No, I go to Vegas on Thursday for the thing.
Okay, so what was your other one?
Magic thing.
Okay, the second one, this is for all of you guys. This is more like a prediction thing for D23, if that's okay, if we could do something like that.
Definitely.
Sure.
Okay, since you know we're going to be getting, like, news, like, we're going to get the Obi-Wan series, and we're going to get trailers for, like, The Mandalorian and stuff, that's going to be a definite. But in your honest opinion, what do you guys think is going to be announced that we don't know? Like, for example, they're going to announce, like, a live-action movie for an animated classic that we don't know, or, like, new Star Wars movies and, Marvel Phase 5. What do you guys think will get announced that we don't know yet?
Thank you for the call. It was a great question. I think that the one that we didn't know got spoiled.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything now that we don't know.
Yeah,
I think it was
I think it was Obi-Wan. They
yeah.
might do some fun stuff. Like, not as big, from maybe like he was just saying, like there's a classic animation one that they're
Right.
bringing back that people are like, oh, that's really cool. But that was the big one. I bet Ewan McGregor coming out. That was the big one.
Yeah.
If it was, and it got
And all that MCU stuff, we just got that at SDCC, so we're not going to get any more of that.
Yeah, there's no way we're gonna get Phase 5 announcement.
They broke
of-
all of the news. Like it was the biggest day of.
But that's
MCU
all
news.
film stuff. That's all film stuff.
They 3 TV shows or whatever.
Yeah.
There's so
Three
much
TV
news.
Right, that's true. That's true. Maybe trailers.
Do you think
probably, that's the big
anything
thing, yeah.
anything with that we'll see with the High School Musical Disney Plus show or the Jeff Goldblum Disney Plus show?
There'll probably be some like quick mentions of it and stuff too. But I think as far as the focus and the feature, it's going to be on the Marvel and Star Wars stuff.
You don't
and
think
the
that
live action.
there's any chance of some more information on Benioff and Weiss, whether it's a title, whether it's
That's
yes,
film,
it's
yeah.
taking place in the Old Republic, or yes, we are making a Knights of the Old Republic.
You think there's
movie?
You're talking about Saturday.
Saturday. I think
Zero
there's
shot
a
a title.
You don't think so?
Title?
Well, no way.
You're not going to get the title, but I think
Or at
that-
least some mention of
Some
like,
news.
hey, this is what they're doing.
I think it's a good possibility. I
Yeah.
would say
I have this feeling
40%,
Yeah.
which is high.
Yeah.
He's got a feeling.
Yeah,
I got a feeling.
Which it could.
Alright.
I think it could work. But look, that
I'm
is
glad
the,
we took one more.
Yeah, that is
for
the
our
show.
200th.
That is the show. Thank you guys for joining us on 200. Thank you to Ben Bateman for joining us. Go on to Ben's Twitter to win that ticket to get to the show on Thursday night.
At Ben Bateman Media.
That's right. Next
Thanks,
Friday. Next Friday is Marc Ellis's comedy show. Saturday night is the big Schmoedown in New York. Tickets still available. Go to the schmoedownlive.com. Also available for both Florida in October, and September is Arizona, and then December. Who's calling me right now?
Pick up. I
Can't
dare
tell.
you.
No, that's my editor. All right, so do all that stuff. Get all those tickets, and remember Shire Wolves on Thursday night, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you. We'll see you tomorrow.